The end of 4th of July weekend has come upon us, and we hope that you had an excellent holiday weekend. Hello, everybody, live from Dorn Park. It's Jordan Palacio alongside Sam Wiederhaft. And one of the biggest days of the season last night against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, a chance for the Braves to put 11 points of separation between them and the last place Hyannis team. The Braves lost both games. Sam, what happened in those games? What is going on? Why do the Harbor Hawks have the Braves number?
Well, the pitching just fell apart in really both games. 6 runs allowed in the first one for a 6-4 loss, and 13 runs allowed in the second game for a 13-8 loss. Now, typically, over 3 runs has been enough to get this Bourne Braves team a victory, but the pitching staff just completely collapsed, especially in that second game as well, where the Braves had multiple leads. There were 5 lead changes in that game, and the Braves gave up a few of them to really ultimately end the game at 13-8. The game got called early. The Braves had a few more innings to work with, but really the way the game was going, Hyannis had the upper hand, and it was just really an all-out pitching collapse against a team that just really isn't that good.
You mentioned they're really not that good. 5 wins on the season, and 3 out of those 5 wins come against the Bravos. They're playing 17 games in a row. The Braves are. They are now 1-2 on this stretch. They have 14 games now in 14 days, including this game here tonight. How important is not only this game here tonight, Sam, but the next week for this Braves team?
Well, it's extremely important to get back on track. The Braves last week went 2-5 from Sunday to Saturday, and that's not what you want to have over a week stretch. Now, this is a big game to really come back, get back in the winners column after falling to now a 7-13 record, which is still right now good enough to get you in the playoffs. But the Braves need to really improve upon what they have right now. 2 tough losses to Hyannis. A win could come up huge here today. It would be big for the encouragement of this team, good for the locker room as well. But right now, coming off those 2 losses, it was certainly tough.
Going up against the second place Cotuit Kettleers here tonight. Now, the last time these two teams played about a week ago, Sam, Kettleers put 14 hits up on the bridge. What does Ryan Cusick, who's on the hill tonight, have to do to limit the hits on this offense?
Well, I think it's plain and simple. He has to be good. He really has to show up, and he did not show up last Sunday against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, where the Braves lost that game 4-2. Cusick gave up 3 runs, and from there, the Harbor Hawks had a victory. So Cusick has to show up well. Here in this game tonight against Cotuit. You mentioned the 14 runs. That was a tough game for Harrison Rakowski, who actually started that game for the Braves. He struggled, and now Ryan Cusick, arguably the number 2 pitcher on this team, has to come up big and pitch like the way he pitched against Chatham in that second game where he had 8 strikeouts.
And he definitely does have a big test ahead of him. He's rose to the occasion before, like you mentioned, against Chatham. He takes the hill and throwing out the first pitch coming up on the other side of this break. First pitch and starting lineups coming up next here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Welcome back to Doran Park. First pitch just moments away. Let's go over the lineup of the 10-10 and 2 Cotuit Kettleers. Leading off is Nick Gonzalez playing second base, followed by Christian Robinson, who's out in left. Colton Kessler gets his first start in a while here, playing DH. Parker Chambers cleans up and playing center field, and Joey Leaper-Fido at first base batting fifth. Cody Pasick catching tonight, batting sixth. Dante Williams in center, batting seventh. Casey Smith at third base, and we've seen him pitch before too. Sam batting eighth, and Adam Oviedo rounds things out at shortstop, and they're going up against Ryan Cusick, who's looking for a bounce-back start tonight, Sam.
Right-handed pitcher out of Wake Forest, the rising sophomore, stands at 6'6", 215. He had a rough one against Hyannis 1 week ago, went 6 innings there, allowing 3 runs on 5 hits, striking out 3, and he took the loss in that game as well. Has a 1-1 record on the season. This will be his 4th game started, a ERA just over 3. 14 and 2/3 innings pitched, allowing 5 earned runs on the season, striking out 14 and walking just 1. And there's no doubt, Jordan, the Braves need a big-time start from him to lead this game off.
Yes, they absolutely do, and Cusick has the opportunity to get the Braves' fortunes back their way. They lost both games of the doubleheader to Hyannis last night. Now only 3 points separate those two teams in the Western Division, and that division stacks out like this. Wareham sits atop at 11, 10, and 1 with 23 points. Cotuit follows them with 22 points. Falmouth, who's been on a tear recently right now, Sam, winning 6 out of their last 7 games, are in third place comfortably at 21 points. Then there's the Bravos in fourth with 14, and the Harbor Hawks bringing up the rear with 11 points. And this division, Sam, almost a carbon copy of what it was last year. We've seen the East is stacked from top to bottom, and this West looks like there's a lot of room for movement.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's become apparent that 4th spot is going to be a battle between the Braves and Hyannis. They're really going to be battling for that last playoff spot, and if you put the Braves in the East Division, they're in last place by 6 points.
Right.
So the East Division, a lot better competition it looks like going on over there, but the Braves can only control what they can control, and they need to start winning ball games, and they got to do it now. You mentioned how important this stretch is. 14 games in 14 days. They have to come on top in those 14 games.
Yeah, that stretch started out with 17 games in 16 days. They played the doubleheader last night. Let's look at how the Braves line up defensively. Henry Davis behind the plate catching. Cade Beloso over at first base. Cody Morris, who's been on a roll at second. Jimmy Glowanke at short. Xavier Warren over at third. Jake McKenzie gets his first start in the outfield in a while. Out in left field, Judd Fabian, after his big game against Hyannis last night, plays center, and Nick Bruiser returns to the outfield in right field. Just moments away here from first pitch between the Kettleers and the Bravos. Mike Roberts manages the Kettleers, entering another season of work, and Harvey Shapiro, of course, the coach of the Bourne Braves. And coming up is Nick Gonzalez, who we usually say Cade Beloso is a base magnet, Sam. Nick Gonzalez, how about every single game he's played, he's reached base?
Yeah, Gonzalez, in the 22 games he's played for Cotuit, has gotten on base. But get this, he plays for New Mexico State. 55 games played there, reached base in every single game at New Mexico State. He's got a 77 on-base streak going right now.
He swings and fouls the first pitch off. First pitch at 6:04 p.m., and we are underway here at Doran Park. The end of 4th of July weekend feels like it's flown by. Along with our time here on the Cape, it seems like it's flown by. Only just about 3 or so weeks left. 0-1 pitch flowing out into center field. Judd Fabian running in on it, and he makes the catch with both hands for a quick out number 1.
And that's exactly what Ryan Cusick has to do on the mound. In that first game against Hyannis that Colby Dunlop started, in the 6 innings that Hyannis was hitting, 5 of those they led off with a runner on base, and all 5 of those times that runner came around to score.
Now Christian Robinson stepping in, batting .280 so far on the season for the Kettleers out of Stanford University, teammates with Nick Bruiser. Cusick working from the windup, fires in the first pitch, and it just misses the zone outside. Dave Vivieros, the home plate umpire, Jason Klump, the first base umpire, and Joe Caraco over at third base rounds out our umpiring crew here this evening. 1-0 now to Robinson, misses the zone low below the knees. Count now moves to 2-0. Kettleers put 14 hits on the Braves in their matchup earlier this season. It was a 4-1 win for the Kettleers. 2-0 now from Cusick. Roped down the first base line, but it lands foul. Would have been extra bases for sure there, but lands on the right side of the foul line. Count now at 2-1.
This is one of the hardest hitting lineups in the league. They had 6 hits a night ago and a 5-3 loss against Chatham, but the night before, 16 runs they put on Hyannis.
That game last night against Chatham was called early due to darkness over at Lowell Park. 2-1 is low to Robinson, misses the zone, and now Robinson in control here at a 3-1 count. Braves in the all-white tonight. White jerseys, white pants with the red piping. 3-1 pitch misses down and in, and it's a one-out walk for Robinson and the Kettleers.
And this was a problem in last night's doubleheader against Hyannis. And Kerry Wright, who came out of the bullpen for the Braves, had 2 batters hit by a pitch and 2 walks in his 1/3 innings pitch. Now, Cusick needs to he needs to really pound the zone and not give free walks over like he just did to Christian Robinson.
Colin Kessler now steps in. He's batting 148 on the season, but has been nagged by injuries for a lot of this Cape Cod Baseball League season. Finally getting back in the lineup tonight, and he fouls his first pitch off straight back into Henry Davis behind the plate, and he falls behind 0-1.
Yeah, it's the same story with Aubrey Major, who we don't see in the lineup tonight for the Kettleers, but Major hitting in the upper 370s, had a leg tweak that kept him out for about 2 weeks, came back and faced the Braves for his first game back, but not in the lineup tonight.
Kettleers in, we'll call it the Cardinal tops, maroon colors, the navy sides, as the 0-1 misses upstairs. Count evens at a ball and a strike, and the white pinstripe pants with maroon socks, helmets, and hats. Cusick takes a look over to first base, looking to bounce back after that start against Hyannis. Only gave up 3 runs in that start, but didn't get a lot of run support. 1-1 misses up high. 2-1 now the count, and Cusick, after getting that first out to Gonzalez, having some trouble finding the zone.
He is, and that's something he needs to correct pretty fast. Free rides will come back to get you on the walks, and Cusick needs to make sure he remains focused and pounds the strike zone.
Cusick steps off, throws over, and Robinson is back in with a slide. Braves entering a big stretch of games here. A lot of Western Division opponents up until a couple weeks ago, or last week, I should say, as the 2-1 is fanned at it. Big swing and a miss there from Kessler. Now count evens at 2-2. Before the Braves played Falmouth for the second time, there had only been 1 game in the division for the Braves in the West, and it was against Falmouth. And now they've played everybody in this division, and going to see a lot of everybody in the West here very soon. Cusick takes a peek around his right shoulder to the first baseman and fires the 2-2, missing up high. Count fills up at 3-2, and this is where we'll already see how Coach Mike Roberts is going to play this. Will he send Robinson over from first base?
Cotuit, a team known to play the small ball route, although they have the most home runs in the league, would not be surprised if he sends him.
Robinson, 6 stolen bases on the year, definitely has the speed. And against the right-handed Cusick, might just go here. 0-0 score, top of the first. We appreciate your watching here on this Sunday, July 7th. Crucial stretch of games here for the Bravos. The next 2 weeks, all filled with baseball. The next quote-unquote off day is is back on July 21st. There goes the runner. Pitch is swung on a miss for a strikeout. Throw down is in time. A strike him out, throw him out from the combination of Cusick, Davis, and Glowacki covering at second base. What a way to end the inning, and what a way to build a momentum. End of the top of the first. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. The Braves get out of the inning, and they head to the bottom of the first to get the bats going. You're watching it here on the Braves Baseball Network. After the strike him out, throw him out, double play ends the top of the first. The Braves looking to get the bats going here at the bottom of the first. Let's go over their starting nine. Judd Fabian leads off playing center field. Xavier Warren in the 2 spot playing third. Cade Beloso, who's gone base every single time this season, or every single game, I should say, is at first. Jimmy Glowinski cleans things up playing short. Cody Morris sets batting fifth, playing second. Jackson Greer in the DH spot for tonight's game, batting sixth. Nick Bruiser out in right field, batting seventh. Henry Davis behind the plate, catching, batting eighth. And Jake McKenzie in left field, rounding out the lineup for the Braves. And they're going up against a pitcher looking for his first win of the season here, Sam, Zach McCambly.
McCambly's pitched in 3 games that Cotuit has won. He just hasn't gotten a decision yet. One of the better arms on this Kettleers team, 2.38 ERA with 3 games started, 11 1/3 innings pitched, striking out 10 batters and walking just 3, allowing 9 hits on the season. His longest start was his last one against Hyannis on July 1st with a 9-8 victory. Pitched 5 innings there, 1 run. It was earned, 5 hits allowed as well, struck out only 3 and 19 batters faced. So he is one of the more dominant arms on this Kettleers team, facing a Braves lineup that scored 8 last night against Hyannis in that game, that second game of the doubleheader.
Yeah, they scored 4 in the first game, and a large contribution to that 8 runs is in the box right now. Judd Fabian, as he takes a big swing and a miss at the first offering from McCambly. Fabian just a triple short away from the cycle in that game against Hyannis last night. Had a home run to lead things off. I'll be looking to do the same here, at least just get on base. Here's the 0-1 from McCambly. That misses the zone outside. Count now evens at a ball and a strike. And Judd Fabian, Sam, has really turned that leadoff spot into his own, him and Xavier Warren. Here's the 1-1 to Fabian. Swung on and missed. Off speed, fooled him, and Fabian falls behind 1-2.
Fabian has done a great job of getting on base with a 343 average on the season. Has really become the everyday leadoff hitter, except for when Xavier Warren also bats there. And when Xavier Warren was in the leadoff spot, he hit a home run the last time he was there against Harwich.
1-2 pitch just misses the zone outside. Fabian thought about it. They appeal over to first base and Jason Klump, and he says he held up. Count evens to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
What Harvey Shapiro is doing with this lineup is he's matching power with power. Cotuit with the most home runs in the league. All 6 home runs from the Braves are in this lineup, with 1 coming from Jackson Greer as well, who homered with Harwich.
2-2 pitch is foul tipped into the glove of Pasick behind the plate for an out, number 1. Fabian goes down on strikes. And let's take a look at the Kettleers, how they line up defensively. It's Pasick behind the plate, Loperfido at first, Nick Gonzalez at second, Oviedo at short, Casey Schmidt over at third, Robinson in left, Williams in center, and Chavers over in right. And up steps Xavier Warren here, Sam.
Warren, a big game last night in the second game, went 0 in the first game, but came back with a 2-for-4 performance with 3 RBIs. He builds on that league leading number, or team leading number, with 14 RBIs on the season.
And it looks at a first pitch strike here from Zach McCambly. Only given up 3 earned runs all season long. 5 total. Here's the 0-1. Grounded, foul, just going foul in front of the first base bag. And Warren now falls behind 0-2.
And that ground ball wasn't hit too hard, but just before it reached the first base bag, went a little right of the line. Joey Loperfido over there ready to field it, but Xavier Warren now down with an 0-2 count. Not only does he lead the team in RBIs with 14, he also leads the team with 15 strikeouts as well.
Yeah, he leads the team in almost every single offensive category. Hits, home runs, RBIs, strikeouts, you name it, he's probably leading in it. Here's the 0-2 to Warren. And he fouls this one off into the netting just over the Braves dugout. Stays alive. See another pitch. And Warren, we know, is real comfy in that leadoff spot, that number 2 spot. Has gotten more time in the number 5 spot this summer than he has over in school at Central Michigan. 0-2 misses way up and out there. 1-2 now the count here to Xavier Warren.
And Xavier Warren has been doing a good job of becoming less of a streaky hitter and getting more consistent. He's had a multi-hit game in 3 of his last 4 ball games, so he's doing a lot better of being more consistent in the batter's box.
1-2 from McCambly is flown out to left field, foul over the concession stands here at Dorn Park. Warren putting up a nice at-bat here against McCambly. And you said it, Sam, especially in the early parts of the season, we saw him explode for that big game against Falmouth with the home run, 4 RBIs, and then in the games following that, really struggled to get it going. And it looks like he's possibly found a little bit of a groove here. 1-2 pitch is in the zone, outside corner, and it's back-to-back strikeouts for McCamley. Warren goes down looking.
That just adds to that team-leading strikeout number with now 16 for Xavier Warren. And while he can be dangerous at the plate, his strikeout numbers are certainly concerning, and he goes down with another one there for his first at-bat. Two straight strikeouts for McCamley on the mound. He's rolling.
Speaking of rolling, here's a guy stepping in who is rolling. Cade Beloso, batting .357, and only just 10 games here with the Bravos. He looks at a first pitch ball that misses upstairs, and I mentioned, Sam, that Beloso has gone on base in every single game he's played.
He's been an on-base magnet, even getting a home run in the first game against Hyannis as well, showing the power.
1-0 finds the top of the zone on the outside half for a strike. Beloso with an on-base percentage that wildly leads the team of .500. Defensively, Cotuit playing a little bit of a shift. Schmidt playing almost a shortstop. The 1-1 pitch is off speed and just misses low. Beloso now leads 2-1. Outfield more or less playing straight up. And the infield just shifted a little bit to their lefts. It's one thing we haven't seen a ton of here in the Cape. There's a lot of crazy shifts. Here's the 2-1 to Beloso. Fly ball into center field. Back on it is Dante Williams. Robinson is getting called off by Williams, and he drifts over and makes the catch for out number 3. The Braves go down in order. Head to the top of the second inning with our score still at 0-0 here. You're watching tonight's game on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Four, five, 6 spots due up after a hitless first inning for both teams. The Kettleers taking on the Braves in a Western Division matchup here tonight, and the Braves in big need of a win after getting swept in the doubleheader last night against the last place Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Only 3 points separating them and the Braves from that prize 4th place in the West Division, the ticket into the playoffs. Parker Chavers stepping in for his first at-bat here tonight. First pitch to him is in the zone for strike 1. Chavers so far on the season, batting .258 and 16 for 62. 0-1. Swung on and missed. Cusick went fastball right down the middle, challenged Chavers. Chavers was well behind the fastball. He falls behind 0-2.
Chavers 3 home runs on the season for this Kettleers team that leads the league in home runs.
0-2 from Cusick. Swung on and missed at the high stuff. The high fastball sends down Chavers, and it's back-to-back strikeouts now for Ryan Cusick.
I love what I saw there from Ryan Cusick, giving him the high stuff. It's fast. Cusick's looking good so far on the mound with just that one walk being the only mistake.
Now it's Joey Loperfido. Loperfido so far this season, batting .250, coming from Duke University. His first pitch from Cusick just misses down and in for ball 1. Braves getting a lot of action against the West here in these next few days. Here's the 1-0. Foul tipped back into the glove of Henry Davis for a strike. County is now at a ball and a strike.
Loperfido with a big game against Bourne the last time these two played on July 2nd. 3 for 4 with a double as well and an RBI.
1-1 pitch to Loperfido, breaks into the zone for strike 2. And you mentioned in the open, Sam, it's very important for Cusick to fill up the strike zone. And it looks like he's got that off speed working real well tonight.
It is, and he's also important. It's also important for him to retire the leadoff batter as well.
1-2 misses upstairs. Count now at 2-2, and Cusick has done that for the first 2 innings. Retired Gonzalez, who led off the first with a flyout, and just sent Parker Chavers down on strikes. Has the opportunity to do the same with Loperfido here. The 2-2 pitch from Cusick is fouled back over toward the Cotuit dugout, and we'll stay here at 2-2.
It was just crazy to see the pitching staff for Bourne, especially in that first game, with so many leadoff hits by the Harbor Hawks, and the fact they were able to get all of them to come around to score.
2-2 pitch just misses the corner outside. Dave Vivieros, the home plate umpire, just not in his strike zone, and now the count filling up here to 3-2.
That was close from Ryan Cusick. A great 2-2 pitch, but the count runs full. He's got to give him a strike. Make sure he doesn't give Loperfido a free pass.
Payoff pitch from Cusick sent straight up the middle, and it's the first hit of the ball game for either team. Right under the glove of Cusick. Takes a bounce off the mound, and Loperfido has himself a 1-out single.
Well, it was a strike. The problem is Loperfido got great contact on it and grounded it right up the middle for the first hit of the game for the Kettleers. Loperfido gets on with 1 out, and Morris at Glowenke, you see him talking over by the second base back, have an opportunity for a double play with Cody Pasick coming up.
Yeah, Pasick stepping in. Lefty on righty matchup here. Cusick the righty facing the southpaw hitter. Cusick working from the stretch now, second time tonight, with 1 away here in the second inning. Fires the first pitch into Pasick, and misses outside for ball 1. Pasick on the season, batting .303. Out of Maine University. Cusick throws over back to first, and Loperfido's in there with the slide. Braves have already turned 1 double play here this evening. It was a strike him out, throw him out back in the top of the first. Cusick steps off, cleans off the rubber, and now steps back on. Cusick, his rhythm a lot slower than some of the pitchers we've seen, especially Nolan Crisp over at Hyannis. He was very, very fast and very efficient. 1-0 from Cusick is in the other batter's box outside. Count now at 2-0.
Cusick's a player that likes to collect himself on the mound, really take his time, take a few breaths in between pitches. He's certainly not a pitcher that likes to rush things, but he's very, very calm on the mound.
Very methodical.
He is.
2-0 pitch, and Cusick hands meet just above the waist. Here's the 2-0, and it's flown out foul down the left field line over toward the parking lot. Count now moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Middle infield pitched in just a bit. Ready for the double play.
And Cusick, a pitcher that's already been the Cape Cod Baseball League Coca-Cola Pitcher of the Week after his performance against Chatham. 5 innings there, striking out 8, only allowing 4 hits. It's no scoreless baseball as well.
2-1, fouled back into the screen, and Cusick's gotten himself back into this count. He trailed 2-0, and now has evened up the count at 2-2.
This could be big for Ryan Cusick to retire Pasick on a strikeout. He's got 2 already on Kessler and Chavers.
Cusick looking at his signs from Davis, the catcher. Now sets. Takes a peek at first, and we got time called. Pasick just resetting himself. Steps back in the box, and here we go. 0-0 score here, top of the second inning between the Braves and the Kettleers. Here's the 2-2 from Cusick. Ground ball up the middle. Glowenke's got it. Flips it over to second. Morrisset's throwing to first. It's another double play. 2 double plays, and the first and the second inning. And the Braves defense is rolling here. No runs off of 1 hit. Nobody left on. In the top of the second inning for the Kettleers, and the Braves can get the bats going in the bottom half of the second inning. And you're watching Braves Baseball on the Bourne Braves YouTube channel. Four, five, 6 spots due up for the Bravos here in the home half of the second inning. Looking for their first hits. And it's Jimmy Glowinski stepping in for his first at-bat, batting .259 this season out of Dallas Baptist University. Just finished up his sophomore season. Gets his first pitch from Zach McCambly, and it misses the zone, down and out for ball 1.
Glowinski a good game in the second game, 2 for 4 with 1 RBI. But who didn't have a good game in that Braves lineup?
When you score 8 runs, especially with the pitching staff this team has, you usually would expect to win. And Glowinski fouls the 1-0 pitch off toward the backstop. Now count evens at a ball and a strike.
14 hits for the Braves in that second game, the most hits this season. They got 13 in a 10-2 victory against Falmouth in the third game of the year. But Braves, big offensive showing.
1-1 is an off-speed breaking ball there from McCambly, and it curves into the zone on the black of the outside corner. Now Glowinski falls behind 1-2, and McCambly seems to be one of those pitchers who likes to work real fast. Here's the 1-2. Check swing. They will check over to first base, and Glowinski went across the plate. At least so says Jason Klump at first base, and Glowinski is retired for the first out in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, that was a close check swing from Glowinski. Thought he held it up. He didn't. Walks back, disappointed, over back to the Braves dugout. And that'll bring up Cody Morris. Morrisset's had one of the best stretches for the Braves this entire season. He's gotten hits in 7 of 8 games, an RBI, at least 1 RBI in the past 4 games he's played in.
First pitch to Morrisset misses the zone outside, and Morrisset has raised his average to 262. And while that may not seem all that much when you hear it at face value, Morrisset was a guy who had his average below 100 at some points during the season. 1-0 pitch finds the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 count now to Morrisset. Morrisset has really stepped up to the plate here in the second quarter of the season. And he watches the 1-1 go outside. Now he leads 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, he only got 2 hits in his first 7 games. And then started his streak of getting a hit in 7 of his last 8.
2-1 now to Morrisset. Finds the bottom of the zone right at the kneecaps. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Beautiful day at Dorn Park. 70 degrees, sunny. A little bit of a breeze coming in, about 5-mile-an-hour winds. Nothing crazy. 2-2 to Morrisset. Fouls it off over the netting toward the school over here, Upper Cape Technical High School. And we'll stay here at 2-2.
Morrisset is a player that's going to give McCambly a battle on the mound. Likes to go deep in counts, and we talk about his hot hitting. He's going to find a way to get on base here at some point in this game.
Out of Boston College, just named to the Baseball America freshman All-American list. Cambley kicks the leg, fires the 2-2, breaking ball into the dirt. Almost got past the catcher Pasick. The count fills up now at 3-2.
Yeah, Morris set in the last game against Hyannis, 2 for 3 with an RBI single in that game as well.
Cambley shakes off a sign. Now him and the catcher Pasick come to an agreement. Here's the payoff pitch. Line drive right back up the middle. Problem is it's right at Oviedo at shortstop. He barely had to move to catch it, but he does for the second out of the inning.
Great hit for Morris. Hit it on the part of the bat that he wanted to, right in the middle of the barrel, just lined right out to Oviedo, who was right there at shortstop, a little bit farther to the right side of the diamond, and that's a single to center field. Morris just unlucky with the placement of that ball. He goes down for the second out.
And here's Jackson Greer, who has had good history at this field. Looks at a first pitch that missed the zone for a ball. Greer has had a home run here as a member of the Harwich Mariners. Couple doubles to his name, and not only here, but everywhere. He had a double the last time he played against the Kettleers. Here's the 1-0. That one skips behind the catcher, Pasick. Greer now leads 2-0. The self-proclaimed Cape Cod free agent, Jackson Greer.
Yeah, Greer playing for his third team. Had success for Harwich. Only played with YD for a single game, but with the Braves, he's found his home. 4 doubles on the year so far, a high 200 average.
The 2-0 comes right in between the shoulder blades to Jackson Greer. Catches him just above the numbers, and he'll jog down to first base for the Braves' first base run of the game.
Yeah, that got him right on the shoulder. He tried to duck out of it, but it hits him. He's headed over to first to get on base yet again. And for Greer, that's the first time of the season he's been hit by a pitch, so he gets over to first, and the Braves have a 2-out base runner.
And Nick Bruiser steps up out of Stanford University, teammates with Christian Robinson, who's out in left field right now for the Kettleers. Shaver's being made to work from the stretch for the first time, and he quickly throws over to check on Jackson Greer, tried to catch him napping over at first base. Bruiser so far on the season batting .208. He's only played in 8 games so far for the Bravos. First pitch is inside for a ball. Bruiser just having a tough time adjusting to the college level of pitching. One of the most highly talented athletes coming out of high school at Hamilton in Chandler, Arizona. He watched the 1-0 pitch low. Too many accolades really to mention here, but he's only batting .224 for the Cardinal this past season. Season before that, just barely over the Mendoza line at .205. Greer checked on at first base. He's back in with a slide. McCambley trying to steal the third out of the inning, Sam.
That was close. McCambley threw it over right as Jackson Greer was taking another step off of his lead on the first base bag. He just gets back in time.
Here's the 2-0 now to Bruiser. Ground ball up the middle. Oviedo, the shortstop's got it. He flips it on to second to get the out the short way, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the second inning. The Braves finally get a base runner, but no runs, no hits, and nobody left on. Head to the top of the third now. Ryan Cusick's been dealing, and he attacks the bottom third of the Kettleer lineup when we come back here on the Bourne Braves YouTube network. Top of the third inning, both teams looking for their first run of the evening here tonight. Cusick has worked himself to 1, 2, 3 innings thanks to 2 double plays, 1 strike him out, throw him out, and 1 good old-fashioned 6-4-3. Dante Williams now steps in out of the University of Arizona for his first at-bat of tonight's game, going up against Cusick.
Cusick's been getting some great help from his middle infield, 2 double plays to work through the innings.
First pitch to Williams misses down and in for ball 1. Williams on the season batting just under 200 at 194. He's only had 31 at-bats, though. 1-0 now. Ground ball, short ground ball to Morris at second. He hurries and rushes in. Sidearm throw to first base is in time for out number 1.
That was a great job of adjusting by Cody Morris at second. Off the bat, it sounded like it was going to be hit hard, but just kind of stopped in the grass that seems to play very slow throughout the season so far. Ground ball is not really traveling too well off the bat into the grass, and Morissette moving up on that ball, tossing it to first for the first out of the inning. And for the third inning, Cusick has retired the leadoff batter.
And it's been very important because, especially against the Kettleers last time and throughout the last 5 or so games for the Braves, they have been able, or not been able, I should say, to retire the leadoff man and prevent him from scoring. First pitch to Casey Schmidt is in there at the knees for a strike. Casey Schmidt, two-way player that we saw pitch against the Braves in that game earlier this season.
He did. Casey Schmidt throwing some pretty good baseball as well against the Bourne Braves.
Here's the 0-1 from Cusick. Breaking ball that's fouled straight back into the screen. Schmidt now falls behind 0-2.
And in that game, Schmidt got the save, striking out 4 in the final 2 and 2/3 innings pitched for the Kettleers. No hits allowed, no earned runs.
He's down 0-2 here. Pitch from Cusick is called. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Casey Schmidt, he goes down looking on 3 pitches.
Big strikeout for Ryan Cusick. In all 3 innings, he's gotten at least 1 strikeout, and he's been working the first time through this lineup. But with the Braves, it seems to always be that second time through the lineup that these hitters for the opposite teams really catch up to the starting pitcher for the Braves. So Cusick, while he's doing well through this first time, has to remain focused and keep the stuff going through the second time in the lineup.
Here's Adam Oviedo, shortstop tonight. First pitch from Cusick is in the zone for strike 1. Oviedo out of TCU, hitting .236 on the season. His 0-1 from Cusick. Breaking ball, ground ball over to short. Jimmy Glowinski's got it. Long throw over is in time, and plenty of time for out number 3. Ryan Cusick is working himself the minimum here throughout the first 3 innings, only facing 9 batters, giving up just 1 hit out of those 9. Braves looking for their first run of the game when we come back in the bottom of the third. 0-0 score here from Bourne, and we'll be back here on the other side for more Braves baseball on the Braves YouTube channel. Eight, 9, 1 spot still up for the Braves in this bottom half of the third inning. And Sam, it's been more of the same with this Braves team still looking for their first hit of the night.
It has. The offense has been struggling. Luckily, Ryan Cusick has gotten off to a hot start, only allowing 1 hit through three innings and striking out 3 as well. But Henry Davis will come up to try and ignite this Braves lineup. Davis himself struggling through his first 11 at-bats, only 2 hits, one of them being a home run. He's coming off a 0-for-2 performance against Harwich the last time the Braves won.
And his first pitch is in the zone, down and outside for a strike. Davis got the day off both games against Hyannis yesterday. Jackson Greer started behind the plate, catching the first game, and Jake Campbell caught the second one. 0-1 pitch is off speed, same location in there for strike number 2, and Davis quickly falls behind.
Yeah, we thought Davis would get the start in that second game, but Campbell starts it for his first start in about a week and does pretty well. Got an RBI single.
Here's the 0-2 now to Davis. That misses way up and inside. Count now moves to a ball and 2 strikes. Davis out of Louisville. Joined the team late because Louisville had some prior engagements, some prior commitments, like playing in the College World Series. 1-2 pitch just fouled right back into the netting. Davis stays alive there. He adjusted well to the off-speed pitch.
He struck out 2 times and walked 3 in his first 11 at-bats, with the sacrifice fly thrown in there as well. So he's just looking to be more consistent, possibly some more consistent playing time as well.
It's hard to get in a groove when you only play once every 3 or so days. Here's the 1-2 to Davis, and it's in the dirt. Good eye there. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Davis going with no batting gloves. We saw Giovanni DiGiacomo do that against Harwich last home game and into the Harwich dugout.
Came back with a very nice pitch with batting gloves.
Yeah, I wonder why. 2-2 pitch, rocketed down the third base line. It's caught by Schmidt on a dive. Long throw across the diamond in time for out number 1. What a play by Casey Schmidt, robbing Henry Davis of a single.
Well, I think the only thing that was more impressive than that diving stop was the throw. Oh, my goodness. Casey Schmidt, the dive, got it, picked himself up, collect himself, and a direct bullet all the way to Loperfido at first. He's a pitcher, and he threw about a 95-mile-an-hour fastball right there to get that ball from third to first.
Yeah, I think the scouts might want to break out the radar gun over there behind the first base dugout, because that was a rocket out of the hand of Casey Schmidt. Here's Jake McKenzie in left field, getting his first start in a while. He looks at a first pitch ball in the dirt. McKenzie out of Fordham, batting .250 on the season. His first pitch, or second pitch, I should say, from Campbell is outside. Now leads 2-0.
McKenzie playing in that first game against Hyannis, went 1 for 2 with an RBI. A walk and a strikeout as well. .250 average. You can tell Harvey Shapiro wants him in this lineup.
And the 2-0 misses down and in, and McKenzie's worked a great count here, up 3-0 with only 1 away in the second.
Yeah, McKenzie typically playing the middle infield. We'll see him get in at second base a couple times, but manager Harvey Shapiro wants him in this lineup. He put him in the outfield, but still hitting in the 9 spot.
3-0 pitch is in the zone. McKenzie leaves the bat on the shoulder and looks at a fastball strike. Now at 3-1. We'll be ready to go. Campbell shakes off a sign. Now fires the 3-1, and it's in the dirt for ball 4. Second base runner of the game for the Braves, and still have yet to get a hit. One off of a hit by pitch, and now this one off of a walk here with 1 out in the bottom of the third, I should say.
Yeah, now you move to the top of the lineup with Judd Fabian. You put a runner on base. Catcher Cody Pasek having a meeting on the mound with McCamley, but McKenzie working a pretty good at-bat. Didn't have to put up too much of a fight. Gets on in 5 pitches, and now it's back to the top of the lineup with Judd Fabian.
And Fabian is swinging a hot bat right now. He struck out swinging his first time back in the bottom of the first. 3 hits in that second game against Hyannis. As Campbell throws over to first, McKenzie's back in time. Only 2 base runners so far throughout the first 2 and a third innings. First pitch to Fabian misses the zone low. And now that's 5 balls out of 6 pitches for McCambley.
And McKenzie over at first with 3 stolen bases on the summer season so far. Could have him go here.
1-0 from McCambly. Popped up foul over the first base dugout, out of play. Count out to 1-1, and that's not something we've seen a lot base runners do here under Harvey Shapiro. Steal bases. Braves in last place by a wide margin stealing bases.
Absolutely. Harvey Shapiro just likes to keep them on the bags. You'll see the hit and run occasionally, but just outright steals, there hasn't been really a lot of that at all.
Cambley sets. McKenzie stays put at first. 1-1 breaks, just missing the zone. Missed on the inside half. Count now 2 balls and a strike to Fabian.
And not too many bunts as well. Giovanni DiGiacomo is a big fan of leading the at-bat off, showing bunt, and then pulling it back. He's done that a few times, but Peter Burns, who was a catcher for the Braves, ended up getting released, was a big sacrifice bunt guy, but ever since his departure, haven't seen too much of those at all.
Yeah, that's what Burns was known for. We haven't seen a lot of that since he's left. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. McCambly got Fabian to chase after the high heat there up over his head. And the count now evens at 2-2.
Fabian already with 1 strikeout in today's game, led off the first inning with a strikeout swinging, and McCambly is trying to get him to do that here again, 2-2.
McCambly takes a peek at McKenzie as he takes a couple more steps out on his lead. Their 2-2 hit and run is on. The pitch misses up high, and I think perhaps the catcher, Pasick, might have thought the count was full. He didn't throw down to second base, and McKenzie swiped second.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was that. He came up to throw. He might have gripped the ball a little differently because he looked at his hand with the ball, and he might have had something going on there and not the right grip on the ball, but he doesn't even throw, and McKenzie swipes second for his 4th stolen base on the year.
And that's a big move for the Braves. Gets rid of that double play opportunity. Count fills up here to Fabian. McCambly throws back to second, and McKenzie's back in with a slide. McKenzie steals second without a throw. Now a base hit here from Fabian could bring him in for the first run of the ball game. McCambly sets, hands meet at the letters. Takes a peek at second base. Now fires the payoff pitch. Line drive down the left field line, and it's fair. Extra bases for Judge Fabian. McKenzie will cruise home with a run, and Judge Fabian does it again. Another extra base hit and another RBI for Judge Fabian. The Braves have the lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Oh, what a great at-bat for Judd Fabian. Was down to 2 strikes. He worked it full and turned on a pitch and took it right down the left field line all the way to the wall. He gets on with an RBI double. That's his 3rd RBI of this season. Judd Fabian just continues to press here during his summer stay.
Now steps Xavier Warren, who leads the team in RBIs and has another RBI sitting out there at second base. Only 1 out in this bottom of the 3rd inning. 1-0 Braves. First hit of the ball game ends up scoring a run. Pickoff move back to second base. Close, but no cigar. Fabian back in with the slide. Warren batting from the left side. The switch hitter out of Central Michigan. McCambly comes set and fires a first pitch to Warren. Swung on and missed. Got fastball down the middle. Is actually foul tipped into the glove of Pasick, and Warren falls behind 0-1.
Warren's absolutely looking for an RBI here. Team leading number 14. He got 3 last night in the second game against Hyannis, so he's going to do whatever it takes to get Fabian home from second.
Cambley sets. Takes a look at second base, and now another. Fires the 0-1. It's in the dirt. Fabian thought about going. It's blocked by Pasick. The ball rolled up the third base line, and Pasick was able to keep Fabian stationary at second base.
Good move by Pasick to block that ball, but also a great job for Pasick to hustle after it bounced off his chest. It bounced a few feet away from him to his left side, hustles to it, gathers it. Fabian goes back to second.
1-1 count to Xavier Warren. And here's the pitch for McCambly. Sails up out of the zone, missing up at the letters. Count now at 2 balls and 1 strike to tonight's third baseman. Cotuit needs some strikes here from McCambly. Another RBI sitting out at second base. Pickoff move, and they got him. Zach McCambly erases the threat at second base by picking off Judd Fabian. That's a costly second out.
That was a great move by McCambly. He saw that Fabian was leading off by quite a ways off the second base bag. He turned back, threw it right to second, and Fabian was out by a mile. Oviedo was there to cover, tagged him out, and that's a pretty easy second out on a great pickoff move.
And that might come back to bite the Braves later in this game. Here's the 2-1 to Warren. And it finds the outside of the zone. Count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And you can feel as if the momentum in this game has shifted a little bit. The Braves still with the 1-0 lead, but had the opportunity to put a lot more on. Campbell now working from the windup with the bases clear, fires the 2-2, and it's swung on and missed. Warren is tagged out on the drop third strike, and that's all she wrote in this home half of the third inning. It's 1 run off of the RBI of Judd Fabian. Nobody left on base. The Braves take a 1-0 lead as we move to the second third of this baseball game here tonight. The Braves on top of Cotuit, 1-0 here, and you're watching it on the Braves Baseball Network. Top of the fourth inning, the Braves with a 1-0 lead thanks to the RBI double off the bat of Judd Fabian. Back to the top of the order we go in this Kettleers lineup, and it's Nick Gonzalez, who came into tonight's game batting .346, is 0 for 1 tonight with a fly out to center.
5-game hitting streak on his part as well that actually started in the middle of last week against the Braves, went 3 for 5 against Bourne. A stolen base in that one as well, so he's building off of that performance, hitting in his next 4 games, and is still looking for his first hit here. But Ryan Cusick has been impressive through the first part of this lineup.
More impressively, has reached base in all 22 games he's played this season. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner, and then on top of that already impressive stat, reached base in every single game he played in at college.
New Mexico State played in 55 games, reached base in all 55.
So this is 77 consecutive games across 2 different leagues that Gonzalez is riding off of here. 0-1 pitch is a big swing and a miss, and very quickly he falls behind 0-2 to Cusick.
I think if Cusick can retire Gonzalez, he'll have the momentum to just roll through the rest of this lineup for the second time. Gonzalez flew out in his first at-bat and is already down 0-2 against a tough Cusick, whose fastball is working for him so far.
0-2 pitch from Ryan Cusick. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Gonzalez goes down swinging. Make that the 4th strikeout for Ryan Cusick, and he sends Gonzalez down on 3 pitches.
This is the Ryan Cusick the Braves were looking to see here when he came out on the mound tonight. He's pitching exactly like he did against Chatham when he got pitcher of the week. That's now his 4th strikeout, and he retires Gonzalez for the second time tonight.
Christian Robinson steps in. He walked his first time, one of only 2 base runners that the Kettleers have had so far in tonight's game. First pitch to him is a swing and a miss on the off speed down at the knees. Robinson walked and then was later caught stealing. Part of a strike him out, throw him out double play. 0-1 now from Cusick. Ground ball to the right side. Beloso bodies it, and he collects and steps on first himself in plenty of time for out number 2.
2 quick outs for Ryan Cusick. A pretty hard hit ground ball that slowed up as it went through the grass. No bad hops. Peloso was able to field it cleanly. A great play for the second out. And that now brings up Kessler.
And I'm not a groundskeeper by any stretch of the imagination, Sam, but it did rain last night, so you'd imagine the grass grew a little bit. The game's being played every day. I'm sure a little extra grass will slow that baseball up. Colton Kessler steps in, and he looks at a first pitch that just missed the zone outside. Kessler struck out swinging back in the first inning.
Well, you mentioned the rain, and if this was earlier in the season, we might not have been able to play today.
Yeah.
The way that this field has been able to hold up with the hotter weather, the dirt has gotten more solid, and this field looks beautiful to play today after a rainstorm last night.
1-0 pitch sent into left field, the opposite direction. It's a 2-out single for Colton Kessler going the other way off of Ryan Cusick.
That was a crack to the opposite field with Jake McKenzie playing left. Was late on a fastball, but it turned out well for him. A 2-out single, and Cotuit has their second hit of the ball game.
Parker Chavers now steps in. Struck out on 3 pitches last time, back in the second inning. And Cusick unlikely now to retire the minimum amount of hitters. As he fires a first pitch strike into Chavers. Prior to the fourth inning, Cusick had just faced 3 batters in each of the first 3. The 0-1. To Shavers, misses upstairs. Count now even to the ball and a strike. You wonder, with Cotuit being held relatively hitless in this game, only 2 hits here in the top of the fourth inning, how desperate is Coach Mike Roberts going to get? Already tried stealing once. Cusick with a half-hearted throw over to first base. Kessler back in plenty of time.
Well, I think with the way that Cusick is playing, it's apparent that Cotuit, their base runners are going to be important.
Right.
And moving them over in scoring position is also going to be important as well. Cotuit, a team known to steal bases and play the small ball game, I wouldn't be surprised.
1-1 pitch in the zone on the inside half, and Shavers did not like the call at all. He thought it was upstairs and in. Dave Vivieros gives the strike call, and he was hearing it a little bit from the Cotuit bench as well.
Cusick works that inside corner beautifully on a fastball and now puts him down 1-2.
Here's the 1-2. Cusick fastball that stayed up high, tried to get Shavers to chase, and he kept the bat on the shoulder. Count now at 2-2.
This will be a big pitch for Cusick. Shavers coming off a strikeout in the second inning has a 2-2 count. He's going to be looking to get a 2-out hit with Kessler over at first. 2
balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away in the top of the fourth inning. Here's the pitch from Cusick, and it's fouled off toward Upper Cape Tech, and everybody will stay put for another 2-2 pitch.
Shavers, who was held hitless last night, went 0 for 2 against Chatham with a walk, so he did reach base. 2 one-hit performances against Falmouth and Hyannis in his past 2 games as well.
1-0 score here in the top of the fourth inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Shavers. Ground ball to first base. Peloso's got it, and he pretty much caught it on the base. Only 1 step to step on the bag for out number 3. He retires 2 people in the same inning, and the Braves get out of the fourth inning without surrendering a run. It's no runs off of 1 hit and 1 left on. The Braves look to add some padding to this 1-0 lead in the bottom half of the fourth inning when we come back here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading healthcare provider of services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealthcare.org or Cape Cod Healthcare on social media. Expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care. And the Braves looking to take superior care of their lead here, Sam, by adding a couple runs. Cade Beloso stepping in. Yeah, that really just happened. That was a tie-in right there. That was off the top of the head. Yeah, that was freestyling.
You are a mastermind.
I don't think so. First pitch to Beloso misses outside for ball 1. Beloso flew out to center his last time up to Dante Williams. Second pitch to Beloso, also outside. Count now moves to 2-0. Beloso, not quite a 77 reach base streak, but he does have reach bases in all 10 of his Cape Cod League games. 2-0 misses the zone low, and count at 3-0 now, and Beloso just 1 pitch away from finding the first base for the 11th consecutive game.
He has been the most impressive Brave in this lineup, and after A.J. Curtis got cut, who we knew was pretty consistent, this team didn't really know where to go, and Beloso steps up and is now the everyday first baseman. Has been very reliable. He gets on base again.
Yeah, 4-pitch walk to Cade Beloso after the 3-0 misses way up and out. So make that 11 consecutive games now for Beloso getting on base. That brings up Jimmy Gluenke. Struck out on a check swing his first time. Back in the second inning. And it's a leadoff base runner for the Braves. And before the game, Sam, we were talking about this lineup from Harvard Shapiro, and one of the top to bottom best lineups I think we've seen all season.
Yeah, all 6 home runs for the Braves are all collected in this lineup. It's a very power-hitting lineup, or at least the power that the Braves have.
First pitch to Gluenke. Breaks into the zone for a first pitch strike right at the knees. And interesting to see how the Braves will play this. The infielders pinched up the middle. The third baseman, Schmidt, playing up on the infield grass in preparation of a bunt. 0-1 pitch is grounded toward Harvey Shapiro. Watch out. Catches him on the foot. Reflexes there, not at 100% anymore, Sam.
Oh, he's all right. He's walking it off. That was sounded like a tough hit, but Harvey Shapiro over at third is okay. That was like that All-Star game incident with Tommy Lasorda getting hit, I believe, with a bat.
It was. Coach. Yeah, it was. That foul ball catching Shapiro right on the shoelaces. He was smiling afterwards, so it looks like he's okay. 0-2 pitches in the dirt. Gluenke doesn't even offer a fight. He walks back to the dugout. It's his second strikeout, this one, though, on 3 pitches.
Well, second strikeout, both on the check swing as well. Gluenke goes down. That pitch was way in the dirt, and McCambley completely fooled him. Gluenke couldn't hold up in time, and he's the first out of the inning.
Morissette now steps in. Had a hard-hit line drive right at the shortstop Oviedo, robbing him of a single his first time back in the second inning. First pitch to Morissette is in the zone for a strike. Schmidt, the third baseman, playing closer over towards second base, up on the infield grass. As McCambley comes set, now throws back to second base. Beloso thought about sliding, decided to go in standing up, and awkwardly gets tagged down to one knee. He's back in there safely, though.
Yeah, he's smiling. Beloso, not really the base stealer type, but he luckily gets back in time. Didn't even offer a slide. The tag was pretty close. He got knocked over by the tag, but he's all right over at first.
Yeah, I think he's going to hear about that one when he walks back into the dugout.
He was smiling after that happened.
Yeah.
He was smiling.
0-1 count here to Cody Morissette. Here's the pitch from McCambley, and it's in the zone for a strike. Morissette not happy. Offered a half-hearted check swing about it, and I think he's kicking himself that he didn't go after that one.
Yeah, if he's going to see any great pitch, that was the one for McCambley right down the middle on the fastball, and Morissette had nothing to offer. He definitely wants that pitch back.
Now has to battle from behind here at an 0-2 count. Here's the offering from McCambley. Foul ball just hits the top of the screen and bounces back toward home. Morissette, we've seen him strike out a lot, but he's turned it around this second quarter of the season. We've seen him get deeper into at-bats, deeper into counts, and you mentioned it's been a 180 flip for this guy's season so far, Sam.
Yeah, and by doing that, he's solidified his starting role in the second base spot.
Cambley steps off.
It's really been, I think what turned it around for Morissette was the departure of Alika Williams to Team USA. That gives a middle infield spot open. They move Glowinski over to short. Morissette's been able to get more playing time at second, and he's been able to get more consistent time at the diamond.
0-2 pitch is off speed, and Morissette knew it was in the strike zone. He doesn't offer a fight. It's back-to-back strikeouts on 3 straight strikes. Make it 6 strikes in a row if you don't include the foul balls.
6 strikeouts on the mound for Zach McCambley as well. He has done a great job of retiring these Braves batters on the strikeout. And just a solid game pitched so far with really only one mistake, the double to Judd Fabian.
He's only given up 1 hit. Jackson Greer steps in, and he looks at a first pitch in the dirt. Greer 0 for 0 in this game. He was hit by a pitch back in the second inning. Greer, one of only 2 Braves hits the last game against Cotuit, had a double down the left field line. That is the only hit in tonight's game, a double down the left field line by Judd Fabian, which scored a run. 1-0 pitch to Greer, swung on and missed. Count now evens to a ball and a strike.
McCambley's highest strikeout total before tonight was 4 in his first start against Brewster. Struck out 4 there, facing 17 batters. He's already struck out 6.
And is on pace to double that. Here's the 1-1. He did go around on the check swing. He wanted to swing, could not hold it up in time, and quickly now he falls behind 1-2.
There's been a lot of check swings on this Braves lineup as well. 2 from Jimmy Glowinski. You see 1 from Jackson Greer. That's just a complete sign of McCambley having great stuff on his pitches. Some late movement that these Braves are unsure of their swings.
Yeah, Beloso, the runner at first, he was walked on 4 pitches, but since then McCambley has really found his rhythm here in this bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the 1-2 to Greer. That pitch in the dirt. Greer thought about it, held up in time. Count evens to 2-2. 1-0 score here in the bottom of the 4th inning between the Bravos and the Kettleers in this Western Division matchup. Braves trail the Kettleers by 8 points. In the West Division, Kettleers in second place, only 1 point behind the Wareham Gaiman. Here's the 2-2 from McCambley. See, he lifts the leg, fires in the pitch, and it just misses the zone. Close pitch there. The Cotuit dugout wanted it. They didn't get it, and the count fills now to 3-2.
Oh, this is a lot less of an entertaining 4th inning than the Braves' last game was against Hyannis, where both teams scored 5 runs. Both teams batted around in that 4th inning. A little less action here.
I don't think we're ever going to see a game like that again.
You sure about that?
Both teams batting around, 10 runs in 1 inning. I think that's pretty rare. There goes Beloso on the 3-2 pitch. It's popped up close to the Cotuit dugout, and it just flies over, lands on top of the dugout toward a camera over there as well. That was almost just taken out. Beloso will go back to first base, and we'll do it all again at 3-2.
Yeah, Loperfido just ran out of room there as that ball went foul. Gives Jackson Greer another chance to battle 3-2. And Beloso getting a head start over at first.
Beloso with not a ton of speed over there, so the only way you'd imagine he comes in to score is off of an error in the outfield or a home run here by Jackson Greer. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the payoff pitch to Greer. And it misses the zone low. Jackson Greer walks the second walk of the inning, and the Braves have runners on first and second for Nick Bruiser.
That was a big walk, and then at bat that looked like McCambley was dominating pretty well. He ends up walking Jackson Greer on the 3-2 pitch over to first, and the Braves putting together a little 2-out rally with runners on first and second. And Bruiser, who is looking for a clutch hit, he's been looking for it all year, comes up with 2 runners on.
Had a good game against Wareham in the 7-5 loss, had 2 doubles. He's 0 for 1 in tonight's game. He grounded into a fielder's choice back in the second inning. has the opportunity to put some cushion into this Braves lead. Only 1-0. Braves only with one hit in the game. It was in the RBI double by Judd Fabian that scored Jake McKenzie, who got on with a walk and then stole second. Braves have two base runners on, thanks to two walks. First pitch to Bruiser, fouled straight back, and it looks like that might have caught the finger or maybe perhaps the glove of catcher Cody Pasick, and he's walking around trying to shake it off.
And he looks all right. Bruiser, you mentioned those two doubles against Wareham. Before that, only had 3 hits. He had 2 in a game against Chatham and 1 against Falmouth. He had a big game against Wareham. He's looking to pick up his performance after that game. Hitless in his past 7 at-bats now.
Be a nice time to pick up that first hit, the 0-1 breaking ball that just misses the zone low. Count evens to a ball and a strike with runners on first and second here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Braves on top 1-0 over the Cotuit Kettleers here on this Sunday, July 7th at Doran Park. Beautiful day out, around 70 degrees. No wind right now, which is shocking. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed by Bruiser, and he falls behind 1-2.
Yeah, the wind last night was, I think, the strongest we've ever seen blowing toward right field, and it helped Hyannis hit 4 home runs to right field, and Judd Fabian also knocking one out of the park as well. But here at Doran Park, you hit a pop fly, and it just seems to stay there. Not a ton of carry here at Doran.
Winds last night at Hyannis in excess of 20 to 25 miles per hour. 1-2 to Bruiser, and it's in the zone on the outside corner. Bruiser didn't like it, and that's the 3rd strikeout of the inning. The Braves leave 2 runners on, no hits, no runs, and will have to defend their 1-0 lead as we head to the top of the 5th. Here from Doran Park, Braves on top, 1-0, and we'll come back here on the Braves Baseball Network. Top of the 5th inning on the Bravos with a 1-0 lead over the Cotuit Kettleers. And it's 5, 6, 7 spots due up here for Cotuit.
Cotuit only with 2 hits, which is a major change since the last time these two met up. Cotuit, 14 hits in that performance, only amounting to 4 runs. Cusick doing a great job on the mound here in his start so far, about to begin his 5th inning.
Joey Loperfido steps in 1 for 1. He's 1 out of the 2 hits for the Kettleers. Fouls his first pitch off toward Upper Cape Tech, lands on top of the roof, and you wonder how many baseballs throughout Upper Cape Tech season and the Cape Cod season end up on that roof.
There's got to be a lot. There's probably at least 2.
Well, I think there's been 2 or 3 today, so yeah, I think that's a safe bet.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Wonder if whoever cleans the roof. Does anyone ever clean the roof? Go up there?
I don't know.
The 0-1 pitch misses outside. Count evens at a ball and strike. Maybe that can be Doran's version of like McCovey Cove. People sit out there on the boats. We get people on the roofs and waiting for baseballs.
I was just thinking about putting a little lawn chair up there, kicking back. Great view.
That's what I'm saying.
And foul balls as well. You can't beat that.
1-1 to Loperfido misses upstairs. Count now at 2-1. Feels like every single park has a little bit of character. Dorrance is down the right field line. The Dorn Park version of the pesky pole. Only 300 feet down to right field. The 2-1 misses outside yet again.
Well, I think another special thing about Dorn is all the lawn chair areas that you can prop one. There's not really stands.
Right.
There's just kind of hills. I don't really know how you describe them. Just little mounds that you can prop your lawn chair on and sit down and enjoy the game.
Sit back and relax and watch Braves baseball. Here's a 3-1 to Loperfido. Swung on a miss. Watch out. Let's go with the bat. And Sam, earlier in the season, Doran was notorious for breaking bats, and now it's becoming throwing bats.
This is the weirdest thing of all time. This is bizarre. You have Loperfido let go of his bat. Didn't really go too far. Luckily, nobody was in danger, but he rubs the pine tar on that thing. And I don't know what it is, but Doran has just been notorious for breaking and now throwing bats.
All types of bat incidents.
Giovanni DiGiacomo was the one I think we saw last time that did it.
Yeah. We saw, who was it? Cody Morris said as well, who threw his bat into the dugout.
That's right. That's right.
Here's the payoff pitch now to Loperfido. Line drive right back up the middle, and Loperfido 2 for 2. He singles straight up into center field, and the Kettleers have their tying base runner on with nobody out here in the 5th.
It's big for Loperfido, who dominated that at bat really the whole time. At a 3-1 count, fouled one off, make it 3-2, but he singles right up the middle. A leadoff hit for the Cotuit Kettleers, who are looking for a run to even this game up.
And for the first time today, Sam, it's a leadoff base runner for this Kettleer team. Cody Pasek now steps in. He grounded into a double play back in the 2nd. A 6-4-3. First pitch to him, and the runner is going. No, the fake going, as the fielders out on the field called it out. He's going. Loperfido dekes, though, and the pitch misses outside. Braves are ready, though, with the pitch out on that play.
There's the stealing or fake stealing that the Cotuit Kettleers like to throw in there every once in a while.
1-0 count to Pasek. And this time he actually is going, hit and run. But the pitch is fouled off toward the backstop. Count fills up now to ball and a strike.
Cotuit with 24 stolen bases on the season. They've been caught a league-leading low number of only 3 times. So that 24 ranks about the middle, but it's the 3 that really gets you. They've only been caught 3 times in the season.
You can make it 4 times if you include today's game, and Henry Davis caught a runner earlier today as Cusick throws back to first base, and Loperfido's back in there with the slide. Christian Robinson caught stealing back in the 1st inning as part of a strike him out, throw him out double play. 1-1 count here to Cody Pasek. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Cusick throws back yet again, and once again, Loperfido is in there with the slide. Braves middle infielders pinching in the middle. Ready for the double play. Warren, the third baseman, playing about 4 or 5 steps from the line. Pasek squared up to bunt on the 1-1. Pulled it back. Pitch misses up and out. Count now 2 balls and 1 strike.
Loperfido only 1 stolen base on the season so far, so a unique running opportunity for him when he ran on the pitch a couple pitches ago. But Cotuit in a low-scoring game, just looking to advance runners in scoring position here.
See if Pasek scores up to bunt yet again here on the 2-1 pitch from he does. And he lays it down. It's a good bunt. Warren picks it up, throws to first base, and it's in time. And Cusick, the pitcher, has to go cover third base. The sacrifice bunt work. Loperfido moves up to second base, but the Braves get an out.
And it was a great job by Ryan Cusick to pass up fielding that ball. He threw the pitch. Right after the pitch, the righty, his momentum carried him to the right side of the diamond. That bunt was on the left toward third base. He gathered himself, ran over towards it. He wasn't going to get him out. He didn't have enough time. He lets Xavier Warren go for it. Warren is able to get the out. A good job by Cusick to pass up, but now Cotuit has a runner at second.
Dante Williams steps in. He grounded out to Cody Morris at his first time. Kettleers threatening here to tie this ball game. In the top of the fifth inning, Cusick comes set. Takes a look at second. Now fires the first pitch. Swung on and missed. That pitch in the dirt. Henry Davis does well to keep the ball in front of him, and Williams falls behind 0-1.
Good pitch by Ryan Cusick to lead off this at-bat on Williams. Williams with 2 RBIs on the season in his 14 games played.
Cusick in his 4th start of the season. One against Falmouth, one against Chatham, and one against Hyannis. 0-1 pitch is low. It bounces. It looked like off the helmet of Henry Davis. Hits the protective netting down the third base line. It's ruled a dead ball. And the runner now, Loperfido, moves up to third base, and the Kettleers 90 feet away from tying this ball game up.
Now it was just unlucky to Henry Davis. It bounced in the dirt, ended up rolling up on him, and going down the third base line way out in front of him. Had no shot at getting Loperfido, who was moving to third, so he takes third, and tying run just 90 feet away.
Braves infield moves up to the infield grass to prevent the run from scoring here. A strikeout would be huge from Ryan Cusick if he can get it. Here's the 1-1. Williams squares up to bunt. A suicide squeeze was on, and they catch Loperfido in a pickle. The throw on, and he scores! Xavier Warren was caught with the ball, trying to decide to throw it to Henry Davis, who was in the middle, and Ryan Cusick covering. The throw came in, and Loperfido was able to come in sliding. Tie ball game now at Doran Park.
The way that play ended up, Cusick was by home plate. He was covering, but Henry Davis was right next to Loperfido, who was charging toward home. Warren decided to throw it to Henry Davis, and by the time Henry Davis got it, he was just behind Loperfido, who had beat him out to the bag. The outstretched arm of Henry Davis with the ball wasn't close enough to get Loperfido, who just ran right in and slid toward home plate to score the first run of the day for Cotuit.
What a discouraging way to give up that run. Should have been an out. 2-1 pitch from Cusick is lined into right field. It's another hit for the Kettleers. Dante Williams gets his first hit of the game, and it's another 1-out base runner now for Cotuit.
And Cusick needs to make sure he doesn't let this inning snowball on him. 1 run already allowed. Another hit given up to Dante Williams, the second hit of the inning so far for Cotuit. He gets over to first. Casey Schmidt coming up. Cusick needs to remain focused on the mound.
Casey Schmidt now steps in. He struck out on 3 pitches, his first time in the 3rd inning. Cusick really in need of a double play ball here. First pitch is low and in the dirt. Davis keeps it in front of him. 1-0 the count now to Schmidt.
And how important was that passed ball or wild pitch, whichever one they scored it on Henry Davis, that bounced on him, that allowed Loperfido to get from second to third.
Ends up really biting the Braves. 1-0 pitch. Fly ball to left field off the bat of Casey Schmidt. Back on it is McKenzie at the warning track, and he couldn't get it. It goes over the fence as a ground rule double. Perhaps McKenzie lost it in the wind. Cotuit will have runners on second and third with 1 out.
For Casey Schmidt, he's a little unlucky. That one was a ground rule double, as it doesn't allow Dante Williams to get home. He gave that ball a ride to left field. McKenzie was trying to track it in. It looks like he lost it a little bit, and it bounced right a little bit to his left side and got over the fence for a ground rule double. And Ace Adams smartly going on to talk to Ryan Cusick, who just can't let this inning just snowball him. He's already allowed 1 run, 2 runners in scoring position now. He's got to find a way to get out of this.
It's important to remember that Jake McKenzie out in left field is not an outfielder. Played middle infield with Fordham University all season long. That's his home over in at second base or shortstop. Now Adam Oviedo, the 9th spot, has the opportunity to blow this game open for Cotuit. Runners on second and third, 1 out here on the top of the 5th inning. After Loperfido stole home on a botched suicide squeeze, came home off of a pickle. Now Oviedo has a chance here with runners on second and third. First pitch to him, misses the zone. Count now at 1-0.
For Jake McKenzie, he has played in the outfield quite a bit this season. 10 games out in left field, but just not being able to track that ball in and put it away.
Here's the 1-0. Check swing that goes foul toward the first base dugout. Ball and a strike now to Oviedo. This is an important out to get because on deck is Nick Gonzalez. He's riding a 5-game hit streak. He's reach-based every single game he's played for, I think it's fair to say, the past year. One and one count here to Oviedo. Foul ball straight back into the screen. And Cusick here with an opportunity to get a big out here. 1-2 the count.
A strikeout would be huge to put Cotuit on their heels with 2 outs and runners on second and third, take away any sacrifice fly opportunity, but he has to take care of Oviedo here first.
1-1 score as Braves defense, at least the middle infielders, go back to their normal spots. Corners are playing in on the grass. Here's the 1-2 from Cusick. And just misses the zone down low. Count evens to 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Oviedo.
Cusick looking to work the off speed on that 1-2 pitch, just a little bit low. Oviedo held up his swing, and now the count tied up 2-2.
Go-ahead runners on second and third. Score at 1 apiece here in the top of the 5th inning between the Braves and the Kettleers. Cusick comes set. Hands meet just on top of the waist. Here's the 2-2 from Cusick. And it just misses the zone. Outside. Does not get the call from Dave Vivieros behind the plate. And the Braves dugout whistling at the umpire that pitch wasn't called. That was close, Sam.
Yeah, close call. Outside corner. Cusick was looking to get it. Doesn't get the call. Now a 3-2 count on Oviedo on 2 very close pitches.
This will be Ryan Cusick's best pitch here against Adam Oviedo. Full count, runners on second and third with 1 away here in the top of the 5th, and we have a time called. Big moment in the game right now. Oviedo and Cusick going against each other mano a mano here. Here's the payoff pitch from Cusick. Foul ball. Fastball was up high. He got Oviedo to chase. He just got a little piece of it to stay alive for another pitch.
Stays alive in what could potentially be one of the more important at-bats of the game. As Oviedo is still tied down 3-2. Cusick going to give him the best pitch he has here.
Runners on second and third. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away in the top of the 5th inning. The Bravos and the Kettleers knotted up at 1. Payoff pitch from Ryan Cusick, and it misses the zone, up and in. The bases are loaded for the leadoff man, Nick Gonzalez.
Now it's just a tough at-bat that Ryan Cusick had to battle. Had a few close pitches, missed low and 1 outside, and now it's Nick Gonzalez, the best hitter, one of the best hitters in the league, with a great opportunity to not only put Cotuit on top, but break this game wide open.
And he's made a season of getting on base. He has the opportunity to give the Kettleers the lead here in the top of the 5th inning. First pitch to Gonzalez, and he was being aggressive. Fouls the first pitch off straight back into the screen, and he falls behind 0-1.
Well, not only has Cusick been able to hold Gonzalez in check, but he's also gotten some great help from his fielders with 2 double plays. One, a 6-4-3 back in the second, and in the first inning, it was the strike him out, throw him out on Colton Kessler. So he's got his fielders he can rely on. He's looking for a double play ball to get him out of the inning.
Cusick comes set. Kicks a leg and fires the 0-1. Ground ball that will get through for a base hit. Here comes one run, and the runner from second is held at third base. It's an RBI single from Nick Gonzalez that scores Dante Williams, and the Kettleers have a 2-1 lead here in the fifth.
Well, again, Gonzalez gets on base and has another hit on the season. Gets an RBI and puts Cotuit on top 2-1. He hit a ground ball just in the spot that nobody was playing. Morris said on that play was playing a little closer to second base in double play range. It skips over into right field, and Gonzalez, a perfectly placed single that gets a run home.
That's going to be the end of the day for Ryan Cusick. He leaves the game with bases loaded in the top of the fifth inning. And the Braves will turn to their bullpen to get some big outs for the rest of this game and the rest of this inning. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, Braves bullpen tries to get them out of this sticky situation here in the top of the fifth inning. Ryan Cusick's day has come to an end. He leaves in the top of the fifth with the bases loaded. His final line looks like this. He pitched 4 1/3 inning, giving up 6 hits. He has 2 earned runs right now. However, he is responsible for all 3 base runners. He's walked 2 and struck out 4. And making his first appearance in a really stressful situation here, Sam, is Hayden King.
Hayden King, who came from Chatham, was released from them and picked up by the Braves. Actually, last pitched against the Braves on June 23rd in a 2-4 or 4-2 loss for the Chatham Anglers, where he went a third of an inning, not allowing any hits, no runs, only facing 1 batter. He has 0-1 record on the season so far, a high 10.80 ERA in 3 games pitched for the Anglers. 1 game started, 5 innings on the year, striking out 4, walking 3, and allowing 5 hits on the season so far.
Christian Robinson will be his first test. No, excuse me. It looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here. It's Aubrey Major, the switch hitter, who comes into this game batting unbelievably as he looks at his first pitch that misses the zone for ball 1. Aubrey Major so far batting .371. Saw the Braves earlier this season, and Mike Roberts, like I said, playing the matchups here, getting one of his best hitters into the game.
Yeah, a player who already has 5 RBIs. Major missed a couple weeks in the middle of the season.
And Major looks at a 1-0 strike from Hayden King, which evens the count up at 1-1.
A huge threat in this lineup, and Major with a lot of height as well. On his side, he stands at 6'6", 205. He's a threat coming from Xavier, and he's got a big opportunity with the bases loaded.
1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. King got him on the off-speed stuff, fooled him, and now he leads 1-2, and Mike Roberts did a great job with really concealing that pinch hitter until the moment came.
Yeah, this is the guy you want to turn to. He has the highest average. He missed a few games a few weeks ago, but one of the most clutch players in this lineup.
1-2 count. Grounded foul. Major stays alive in the count. Bases loaded here in the top of the 5th inning with only 1 out. Kettleers have scored 2 runs. one of which was Joey Loperfido, who stole home on a botched suicide squeeze play, and Dante Williams, who was hit in by Nick Gonzalez. Here's the 1-2. Just misses the zone low. Fastball. Couldn't find the zone. Count evens at 2-2.
This is a huge at-bat. Cotuit already putting their first 2 runs on the board in the top half of this inning. 3 hits in the inning as well. Ryan Cusick's great start comes to a halt, and Aubrey Major has a chance to really extend to this lead and put the Braves down.
King comes set, hands meet at the waist, fires the 2-2 pitch, breaking ball that is grounded foul down the third base line. Everybody will stay put and see another 2-2 pitch here.
Nice work of adjusting by Aubrey Major, who's seen many different pitches in this at-bat, but that one, a breaking ball thrown from Hayden King. He adjusts mid-at-bat and is able to foul that pitch off and remain in the at-bat, 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The bases are juiced. Kettleers threatening and looking to break this game wide open in the 5th. Here's the pitch from King. Fly ball that will go foul down the right field line. And once again, Major fouls another pitch off, and he's working a good at-bat here against King.
Major fouls off an off-speed on a 2-2, and there he fouls off of a fastball on a 2-2. So he is dialed in, looking for something he can put in play.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The count to Aubrey Major. Pinch hitting for Christian Robinson. Here's the pitch from King. Breaking ball that misses in the other batter's box. Davis has to slide over to make the catch, and now the count fills up at 3-2.
Well, if he's going to miss on a breaking ball, he might as well miss there, way out of the range of Aubrey Major to take a swing at. Way outside, runs it to a 3-2 count with only 1 out.
Full count to Aubrey Major. A walk will bring in another Cotuit runner. Here's the payoff pitch. Major fouls another pitch off, and we are nearing the double-digit marks here in this pitch at bat.
And this is such a tough batter for Hayden King to face. The first batter he's seen in action since June 23rd, and the first batter of this game. Aubrey Major putting together a great battle at the plate, and he is fouling off some quality pitches from King.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks since Hayden King has seen action here in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Last pitching against the Braves, now pitches in the Braves uniform. Here's the payoff pitch. It's another foul ball from Aubrey Major.
This is turning into quite the battle between King and Major as King steps off the mound. Everyone knows the importance of this at-bat and what this can do for either team. And King is battling as well as Major. Both sides not willing to give up.
Something's got to give here with 3-2. Bases loaded, 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. King sets. Now fires another 3-2 pitch, and it's another foul ball from Aubrey Major.
This is just a mental battle at this point. Who is going to give in? Major fouls off another pitch. King has given him everything he's got. He'll do it again, 3-2.
These two locked in a battle. Here's the pitch, and it's another foul ball. I believe that's 5 in a row now off the bat of Aubrey Major.
Well, I'm going to quote the great Vin Scully here and say, I've never seen so much excitement, and nothing has happened. Aubrey Major fouls off another 3-2 pitch. That one it was curving in and was going to be ball 4, but Major fouls it off to remain focused.
He is going up against Hayden King, mano-a-mano here. Lots of momentum at stake here. Here's the payoff pitch. Breaking ball that's lined down the left field line and for a base hit. 2 runs will score, and McKenzie has trouble fielding it. The second run comes in. It's a double off the bat of Aubrey Major, a pinch hit, which scores 2 runs. The Cotuit Kettleers now lead 4-1.
Oh, somebody was eventually going to give in, and Aubrey Major takes an inside pitch. He pulls it down the left field line over toward the wall, and Aubrey Major breaks this one open. 4-1 lead now for Cotuit, still just 1 out. Major had been looking for that hit all at bat. He's all smiles over there at second. A 2 RBI double in a pinch hit appearance gives Cotuit a 3-run lead.
Now Colin Kessler comes up. The Braves still aren't out of the woods yet. First pitch to him is a line drive right at Cade Beloso, who makes the catch for a much-needed out number 2, and that puts things to an end, at least for right now.
Well, that was a big second out. Kessler, who already had a single in this game, on the first pitch, lines it out over to Beloso. That's a quick second out. Allows Hayden King to forget about that first at-bat. He's already got 2 outs on the board and just focus now on Chavers.
Parker Chavers 0 for 2. Looks at a first pitch in the dirt that's caught by Henry Davis. All 9 batters have hit in this top of the 5th inning.
That's the second game in a row the Braves have allowed a team to bat around.
Yeah. Yesterday against Hyannis in the 4th inning, where they surrendered 5 runs. Here in this 5th inning, the Kettleers have scored 4. 1-0 curves into the zone for a strike. Ball and a strike now, the count to the left-handed Chavers. King brought into a tough situation with the bases loaded, gives up a double to the first batter in Aubrey Major. 1-1 pitch lined into left center field. This will get down for a hit. Here comes Gonzalez. Major will come in and cruise home. And it's a 2-out single that scores 2 runs. And this game has been busted wide open. A 6th-run 5th inning makes it a 5-run advantage for the Kettleers.
Oh, this could very well be the inning that puts Cotuit on top that Bourne can't come back from. Chavers, a 1-1 pitch over shallow left center field, is able to get both runs home. 6 runs now in the inning, or 5 runs, now in the inning, as Cotuit has just continued to roll.
First pitch into Loper Fido, who's already batted this inning. He singled earlier in it. Looks at a strike on the outside corner. Here's the 0-1 now. Swung on and missed. Count now at 0-2. So Ryan Cusick ends up having 5 earned runs all come across the plate in his 4 1/3 inning. Hayden King has already been credited with 1 of the runs that scored. The 0-2 is fouled off over toward the concession stand. So the final line for Cusick is 4 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. And King has already given up 1 run here in this very long top of the 5th. 0-2 is a ground ball over to Cody Morris set at second. He's got it. Sidearm throw over to first base in time for out number 3. And seems like the 3 outs could not come quick enough for the Braves. They give up 6 runs in the top of the 5th inning. They came into the inning up by 1, now are chasing 5, and look to come back on the other side of this break here. You're watching Bourne Braves Baseball on YouTube. Braves chasing 5 runs after a 6-run top of the 5th inning from the Cotuit Kettleers, and Zach McCamley's day has come to an end. He pitches 4 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, and it's another two-way player pitching for the Kettleers here. It's Matthew Mervis.
Mervis out of Duke, a rising senior with an 0-1 record on the year so far. He's appeared in 3 games, a 2.45 ERA and 7 1/3 innings pitched, striking out 3, 1 walk, and giving up 8 hits throughout the season. The last time he pitched was on the 4th of July against Falmouth in a 4-1 loss for Cotuit, where he went 2 1/3 innings there, allowing 1 run. It was earned, 3 hits, striking out 1, and facing 10 batters. So a low ERA. He will face this Braves lineup in the bottom of the 5th inning with Cotuit, a 6-1 lead.
Henry Davis comes in, and he looks at a first pitch strike from Matthew Mervis. Davis 0 for 1 with the ground out back in the 3rd inning. 0-1 now to Davis. Breaking ball that he takes down the third base line. It's a diving stop from Casey Schmidt. Long throw across the diamond. Make that 2 incredible plays from Casey Schmidt, who's really flashing the leather over there.
I cannot believe it. Even some of the Bourne Braves fans are cheering. A diving stop again by Casey Schmidt, and another fantastic throw over to first. He collects himself and is able to get the throw to first in time to get Henry Davis. I don't care which team you're a fan of. Those are 2 fantastic plays by Schmidt over at third.
He robs Henry Davis both times. Jake McKenzie now steps in. And it's just been one of those nights now for the Braves. It didn't start out like that, but now all the momentum has swung over to the Kettleers. So the 1-0 pitch finds the zone on the outer half. Count now a ball and a strike.
Yeah, Henry Davis has had enough of Casey Schmidt over at third.
1-1 pitch to McKenzie. Same location, same result. Right on the outside corner for 1-2, Sam.
You know, it seems like every game we kind of seem like, oh, it's just one of those games for the Bourne Braves. It just hasn't gone their way this season.
1-2 pitch, fought off by McKenzie, fouled down the first base dugout. And it really felt like in this game it was going to be the first team to blink. And the Braves big time blinked in that 5th inning. 1-2 pitch misses upstairs. Kind of 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Here's the 2-2 to McKenzie. Popped up. It will be out of play over the Cotuit dugout.
And for Cusick, he was doing extremely well through that lineup. He went through it 1 time and a half before facing the second half of that lineup for a second time is really when all the screws came loose. And then it came back to the top of the lineup where they were facing him for the 3rd time, and that's when it really got out of hand.
2-2 pitch is grounded over to shortstop. Oviedo with a diving stop of his own. Throw on is not in time. McKenzie beats out the infield single. Oviedo trying to outdo his partner over at third base.
It was a great stop by Oviedo over at short, but he doesn't have the arm that Casey Schmidt does. That throw was just a little too slow, and the speedy McKenzie was able to beat it out. But this field for Cotuit has just stopped anything the Braves have been able to get.
Judge Fabian now steps in with a runner on first base. It's McKenzie. Fabian, one of only 2 Braves hits. He had the RBI double back in the 3rd that scored. Jake McKenzie back in the 3rd inning, looking to reignite the offense once again here. First pitch to Fabian. Fly ball into left center field. Major and Williams going back on it. And Aubrey Major collects the ball in the outfield for the second out, here in the 5th inning.
Fabian just getting under that ball a little too much as it skied out over to left field. So Fabian will go down for the 2nd time today. And Xavier Warren coming up, a player that's looking to turn things around. We mentioned how streaky he is. And after coming off that 3 RBI performance last night, he's now 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, 1 striking out looking and 1 swinging. And Mervis checks back at first base to McKenzie. McKenzie stole second base last time he was on. Though stealing second base doesn't necessarily make sense now. Down by a lot of runs. Why run yourself into an out. First pitch to Warren is inside. Almost got away from the catcher Pasick, but he keeps it within reach and keeps McKenzie at first base. Braves chasing 5 runs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. There's a 1-0 to Warren. Fly ball found on the left field line. Heads out of play toward the concession stand. Count evens at a ball and a strike now.
Warren's just focused on getting on base. You're not going to come back from a 6-1 deficit in 1 at-bat. So the Braves just looking for base runners. They get it in McKenzie, but it's with 2 outs. Their backs are already against the wall.
Mervis sets. Here's the 1-1 to Warren. Misses inside yet again. Pasick being moved over behind Warren. Count now at 2-1. The Braves only 3 points ahead of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks for that coveted 4th spot in the West Division. Gets you into the playoffs. 2-1 pitch. Misses up and out. Count now at 3-1. And I think it's fair at this point to start keeping an eye on the other teams. Tomorrow's game against Falmouth represents the halfway point of the season. The 22nd game will be played tomorrow night. Here's the 3-1 now. Warren pops up into left field. Aubrey Major being forced to run in. He makes the catch for out number 3, and that retires a side in the bottom half of the 5th inning. No runs off 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Head to the top of the 6th with Cotuit up 6-1 on the Bourne Braves. Top of the 6th inning. Cotuit looking to put even more space in between their lead here with the Braves. 6-1 score, and Hayden King's first appearance as a part of the Braves goes down. He only throws 2/3 of an inning, giving up 2 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, no strikeouts, and making an appearance out of the bullpen. Back from his home in the bullpen is Josh Culliver.
Culliver started the last game he appeared in, where he went 2 innings and got lit up by a Wareham lineup that put 6 hits on him, 7 runs, and he walked 3. He picked up the loss against the Gatemen just last week. This will be his 6th game he's appeared in, has an 0-1 record. His ERA has spiked up to 8.10 in 10 innings pitched on the season. 14 hits, 9 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, and has allowed 3 home runs on the season. So Culliver coming back in a bullpen appearance after a shaky start to face a Cotuit lineup that's already got 8 hits and 6 runs.
And one of those 3 home runs came off Jackson Greer early in the season. Now Culliver and Greer teammates. The other 2 home runs coming against the Wareham Gatemen, including a leadoff home run in that game. Cody Pasick now leads off. First pitch to him, and he ropes down the right field line, close to fair territory, and it just lands foul out there in the right field corner. It's a long strike 1.
Yeah, he hits in that weird right field corner, a little more carry, and that ball could have possibly gotten out. the dimension 300 as it really just kind of cuts off in a triangle formation in right field, but just landing foul, and Pasic's back with an 0-1 count.
Pasic is 0 for 1. He grounded into a double play his first time in the second, and a sacrifice bunt back in the fifth as the 0-1 misses down low. Count now 1-1. Loperfido, one of only 2 players to not get a hit, or not get a base, on base at least, as he looks at a strike, bringing the count down to 1-2 in that 5th inning. Culliver has been very effective out of the bullpen this season. 1-2 pitch is in the dirt. Pasic offered at it on the check swing. He went around. Davis applies the tag, and it's a big first out, a big first strikeout for Josh Culliver.
Breaking ball from Josh Culliver that ended up in the dirt, completely fooled Cody Pasic in the batter's box. He swings at it for the first out of the inning, and they put down the leadoff batter for an out.
Dante Williams now steps in, 1 for 2, a single and a run scored. First pitch to him, right down the middle for a strike.
For the Braves, it's really been that leadoff batter. The 6th run, 5th inning, Joey Loperfido led off and got a single, came around to score. So this time Culliver retires the first batter, already has one out on the board.
0-1 pitch is a fastball swung and missed by Williams. He was trailing behind it, now finds himself trailing at the count, 0-2. Williams out of the University of Arizona, out in Tucson. Gets his 0-2 pitch from Culliver. Swung on and missed. Culliver, back-to-back strikeouts this time to Dante Williams on 3 pitches.
And Culliver did have a team high of 13 starts for Minnesota, but his home this summer has been in the bullpen. He collects 2 strikeouts on the first 2 batters he's faced, make that 7 strikeouts on the season. And this has been a very impressive appearance from Culliver so far through 2.
Here's been the thorn in the side of the Braves, Casey Schmidt. He's made 2 outstanding plays at third base, and he looks at a first pitch strike. Pitched against the Braves when the 2 teams faced off earlier in the week, and threw no-hit baseball throughout his appearance. This game today, he's got a double and a run scored. 0-1, breaking ball. Schmidt pops up foul. Count now goes to 2-0, or excuse me, 0-2 rather. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Count to Casey Schmidt. Here's the pitch from Culliver. Breaking ball, grounded over to third. Xavier Warren makes a nice play of his own. Throw on the first base is in the dirt. Beloso is able to pick it. He had it pinned up against his body. Cotuit want at least a check. Mike Roberts talking to the home plate umpire. He wants to ask for help. Jason Klump over there made the call. Let's keep it here because he's going to ask for an appeal. He's going to have to walk all the way from home plate. And it looked like Beloso had that ball pinned up against his body, Sam.
Yeah, it did. The throw was a little low from Xavier Warren. Ended up bouncing. Beloso had it, not really in the glove, but just kind of secured right against his chest area to be able to get Casey Schmidt. The 1 third baseman grounds out to another, and Xavier Warren makes a solid play, and now we'll have a meeting with all of the umpires in the center of the diamond.
Yeah, and this is already a big win for Mike Roberts because he's getting these 2 to confer. Excuse me, these 3 umpires to confer. And Schmidt is staying on first base despite everybody else is going to the dugout, including Mike Roberts, the coach. Only him and the first base coach remain out there. Klump, the umpire, meets with Joe Caraco and David Vieros to discuss the call, Sam.
It looked like it was in time, I believe. It was a close play, but I believe the first call was right. And they confer here, but I don't think anything's going to really change.
Question is, what happened with the ball after it was pinned to Beloso's body? They confirmed the call. Only question could have been if Beloso was juggling with it, but it doesn't matter now. Call remains as an out, and that does it here in the top half of the 6th inning. The Kettleers go down in order 1, 2, 3, and the Braves looking to chase 5 runs. When we come back here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Bottom of the 6th inning, 3, 4, 5 spots due up, and very quickly, Sam, why don't you take us on a little trip around the Cape?
Absolutely. We already have a game that went final in 8 innings. YD over Orleans 5-2. That YD field, Red Wilson Field, not having any lights, so they call it after 8, and a 5-2 victory for YD. Harwich and Falmouth still knotted up at 2.
And first pitch to Beloso is in the zone for a strike. Go on, Sam.
Knotted up at 2 there. The big game that we're really watching, Wareham is over Hyannis right now, 7-4. That game in the bottom of the 4th.
0-1 to Beloso, misses outside. Count out a ball and a strike.
And just one more game in the bottom of the 4th inning. Chatham and Brewster tied up 0-0. That game is at Chatham.
1-1 pitch, misses down and outside. Count out at 2-1. And just goes to show you how up and down baseball can be. Chatham at one point having, Orleans at one point having a 5-game win streak. Now have lost their last, 5 in a row with tonight's loss?
Yeah, they were up at the top of the division, now fall to 3rd in the division with a 5-game losing streak.
2-1 to Beloso. Flied out into shallow left field. Aubrey Major is under it, and he's got it with one hand for round number 1.
Orleans has been hot. Chatham has been the hot team as of late. They went on a 5-game winning streak of their own. A 14-7 record for them. And YD, who's made a big jump, kind of silently, they've been on a 2-game win streak. They're 14-7 as well, tied with Chatham for the league and the lead in the East Division.
I'll tell you who's also making a quiet climb toward the top is the Falmouth Commodores as well, as Jimmy Glowacki fouls his first pitch off, falls behind 0-1. Falmouth, I believe, winning 5 out of their last 6 games.
And that's going to be a tough game tomorrow for the Braves.
Yeah, it absolutely will. They're only a point from Cotuit out of 2nd place as Glowacki steps in, fouled off his first one, now looks at a ball that misses low, evens up the count at 1-1. Glowacki 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Here's the 1-1. Big swing and a miss from Glowacki. Almost swung out of his shoes there. Falls behind 1-2.
Glowacki trying to do what this Braves lineup has not, and that's get on base. Just 2 hits for the Braves through 5 1/3 innings.
They were held to 2 hits the last time against Cotuit as Glowacki fouls another pitch off. Tomorrow's game against Falmouth, a makeup game from earlier in the season. Part of the week and a half of tear earlier this season in the Cape League. 1-2 pitch, popped up. This will go out of play down the right field line. Over into the woods. Without looking at it, Sam, I'd have to assume the projected starter tomorrow is going to be Matt Lardner, who's had an effective couple starts to his Cape Cod season.
Yeah, Lardner coming off a solid 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, and only 1 earned run against Wareham, where he picked up the win there last week.
1-2 now to Glowacki. Hits this one hard, but very foul. Way in front of this one. Hits it over toward the parking lot down the left field line, and the count will remain at 1-2.
Glowacki just needs to work on straightening that pitch out. He's fouled off a few pitches, now stands 1-2 yet again.
1-2 pitch, misses the zone outside. Matt Mervis, who's still up there on the mound, looking to put away Jimmy Glowacki. 2-2 count. He works quickly. Here's the pitch. Now the curved ball that misses outside, and Glowacki has worked the count full.
This has been the best at-bat that Glowacki has had. Also the most pitches that he's seen. Struck out twice, both on check swings. Here's a 3-2.
Payoff pitch, ground ball up the middle, and Jimmy Glowacki got himself a base hit. He works the count full. It's a single up into center field, and it's a 1-out base runner here for the Bravos.
For Jimmy Glowacki, he got helped out by the dirt a little bit, hit the mound, and took a big hop, and then took a big hop right behind the second base bag. Shortstop Oviedo was looking over to get it, but it skips over into center, and Glowacki's on with a 1-out hit, his first hit of the ballgame.
3rd hit of the night for the Braves. Cody Morris now steps in, 0 for 2 with a line-out to Oviedo at short, and a strikeout looking on 3 pitches back in the 4th. Mervis throws over to first base, and Glowacki's back in there with the slide.
Glowacki's a player that we've seen have some base running mistakes this season, so a smart move by Mervis to go and check back over at first.
Mervis comes set, first time working out of the stretch. First pitch to Morris that fouled off toward the high school. See, there's that seat again. I'm telling you, on top of the roof.
If somebody could make a lot of money by investing,
that's what I'm saying.
I think that'd be smart.
There might be some liability things that would have to get cleared through some paperwork.
Yeah, but it's about the experience.
That's what I'm saying.
It's about the fans.
That's what this league's all about.
It is. Just the fans. That's it. Not the baseball.
0-1 to Morissette. That one misses down and in. Counted a ball and a strike.
I'm very thankful for the Wareham fans that taught me that
the rotaries.
It's a rotary and not a roundabout here.
Yeah, get you some dirty looks. 1-1 to Morissette. Misses up and in, 2-1. What are some other things we've learned during our time from the Cape? First time either you or I have been to this part of the country, I presume. Have you ever been to this East Coast, like it's Mass?
No, I mean, this is my first time. Been here for about a month and a little over a month.
2-1 to Morissette, fouled off.
You know, we've learned that when it gets dark, it really cools off, just like tonight.
Yeah, especially here at Doran as well.
The traffic has been a little bit of a shock, and it's interesting because, you know, to get onto the Cape, there's two bridges. There's the Sagamore and the Bourne Bridge.
Right.
And with only two bridges being single lanes, that creates a lot of traffic, and today it was really bad.
2-2 pitch to Morissette, fouled off down the left field line. Yeah, there's only two ways to get onto the Cape. And you mentioned it, the two bridges. Only one way, really, to get to Doran Park. No back roads really available. So everybody leaving the Cape for 4th of July weekend all met on Route 6A, heading toward the Bourne Bridge. 2-2 pitch now to Morissette. That's in the dirt for ball 3. He works the count full.
We've learned that it's Doran Park and not Doran Park. Oh, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Nice. We haven't had a lot of
Boston accents.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of accents out here. I was expecting more.
A little bit. There's been a little bit.
Payoff pitch here to Morissette. Ground ball up the middle. Skips through into center field for back-to-back singles. Morissette has really turned it around this second quarter of the season, and it's 2 singles in a row here for the Bravos.
That's now a 5-game hit streak for Cody Morissette. He's got a hit in 8 of his last 9 games, and the 4th hit of the Braves game so far. Cody Morissette, just great contact, does what he wants to do with it, a grounder right up the middle, gets on base, and the Braves threatening to put some more runs on the board, chop back at this lead with Jackson Greer coming up, who is due for a hit.
He's done almost everything but get a hit. He was hit by a pitch back in the second. He walked in the 4th inning, and the Braves the opportunity to chip away at this 5-run lead. Biggest deficit we've seen them have to face before the 7-1 deficit against Wareham. Mervis in some trouble here. Throws back to check on Glowenke at second, and he's back in without a tag.
Greer loves the double. He's gotten 4 doubles so far, and no double would be bigger than doing one right here.
Loves hugging that left field line. First pitch to Greer, just misses the zone low. 1-0 the count now to Jackson Greer, tonight's DH. Runners on first and second here. The Braves trailing by 5 runs here in this bottom of the 6th inning. 1 out. Big swing and a miss there from Jackson Greer. Looked like he saw a fence on that pitch. He misses it, and count moves to 1-1.
Yeah, it just wasn't the pitch to get much contact on. It was high and outside. Perfect placement from Mervis, and gets Greer to swing at it to even up the count 1-1.
Jackson being the Cape League journeyman. 3 teams so far. 1-1 pitch, flied into shallow left center field. Dante Williams is under it, and he makes the catch. Glowenke dekes like he's going to go throw. Williams keeps the ball, and that's a second out. It's an unproductive second out from Jackson Greer.
Greer not putting a lot of drive on that pitch, just flew it out. It was a good pitch to fly out from Matthew Mervis, and doesn't do too much with it. Right in the left center field area. Williams doesn't have to move too far, and he puts it away for the second out of the inning.
And it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here for Nick Brewster. It's going to be Brendan Rivoli who is going to step in. Rivoli donning a new number tonight. Usually is number 20. Tonight wearing number 26.
And Rivoli mentioned his struggles at the plate in the previous games. .063 average. He's 2 for 32. Got some great contact against Hyannis in the doubleheader there. Came on as a pinch hitter in the first game and actually started the second game. He got an RBI, went 0 for 3. So he's showing signs of improvement, but still he has struggled severely through his stay on the summer so far.
Just looking for just that first domino to fall his way. Had a hit that was robbed by first baseman Ian Fair. And an RBI, but was off of a fielder's choice. First pitch to Rivoli, lined into left field, and it's fair down the left field line. Rivoli will get extra bases. His first hits in a long time. It scores Glowenke from second. Morissette stops at third, and Brendan Rivoli has an RBI double. And there's the domino that finally fell for Brendan Rivoli.
That is what Brendan Rivoli has been looking forward to all season. A big double he took opposite field, scores Jimmy Glowenke. Rivoli gets an RBI, his second RBI in a row in 2 games, and he gets a big 2-bagger to chop back at this lead. It's now a 4-run deficit.
It's something about this Braves team and hitting doubles. I'm not sure what it is, but the Braves love to hit for extra bases. Time called as Cody Pastic is going to go talk to his pitcher. Henry Davis will be coming in 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts, both to Casey Schmidt at third base, who's made 2 diving plays.
And for Rivoli, that was his first hit since June 17th in the game at Harwich. That's a big sign of relief for Rivoli.
I believe, if I remember correctly, that he had an 8-game hitless streak coming into tonight's game. And a pinch at bat, and here comes Mike Roberts after the plate meeting. I believe we are going to have a pitching change as Matt Mervis, who is he going to turn the ball over here to? There's an arm warming up in the bullpen. And we've seen this a lot from Mike Roberts, that slow walk out to the mound and not really sure what he's going to do out there.
Yeah, just to stall any momentum, we see Cody Morris hugging Brendan Rivoli over by the third base bag. Rivoli has been waiting for that moment for a long time, and he gets it. And that's a good move by Harvey Shapiro. He plays the matchup game, and he wins. Puts the left-hander into Rivoli, who hasn't shown a lot of promise, and he gets a hit out of it. And it looks like Roberts just standing out there on the mound with Mervis. Mervis looks like he's pleading his case. Umpire comes out to talk to the group.
Yeah, and Roberts had signaled to the umpires that he is going to make a pitching change, so a new pitcher is coming in. The Braves chipping into this lead here. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. New arm being brought in. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Henry Davis takes the plate with 2 on and 2 outs here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Braves with a chance to cut into this lead, already scoring 1 run here in the bottom of the 6th inning with runners on second and third with 2 outs. Henry Davis comes up to the plate, and he's facing a new pitcher here, Kyle Nicholas, Sam.
Nicholas out of Ball State, a right-handed pitcher standing at 6'4", 210 pounds. On the season, has a 1-0 record, a 5.53 ERA, pitching in his 7th game today. He has 3 saves, so typically a closer for the Kettleers. 13 innings pitched on the season, 17 strikeouts, 10 walks, and only allowing 8 hits. His last appearance, he got the win against Hyannis on July 5th in a 16-4 victory for the Kettleers. He pitched 2 2/3, allowing 1 run. It was earned, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts while facing 10 batters. So he faces Henry Davis with 2 outs on the board and runners at second and third for the Braves, and a big opportunity for the Braves to chop back at that lead.
And Matthew Morris, his day comes to an end, pitching 1 2/3 innings, giving up 4 hits, 1 earned run right now. He is responsible for the runners on second and third, no walks and no strikeouts. Harvey Shapiro having a conversation with home plate umpire Dave Vivieros. I'm not sure what about. That's what's halting play right now. So they're talking about mound visits because the catcher Pasick went out to go talk to his pitcher. And then while Pasick was on the mound, that's when Mike Roberts decided to come out and go make the pitching change. So they were discussing whether or not that counts as 1 visit or 2.
With Henry Davis coming up, if I'm Casey Schmidt, I am completely ready over at third. He's made 2 fantastic plays on Henry Davis so far in this game.
Davis has faced all 3 pitchers today. First pitch to him is in the dirt. Matthew Mervis had his first batter against Henry Davis, and now the same thing here with Kyle Nicholas. Both those pitchers come in, and the first person they see is Henry Davis. Runners on second and third here. Tying run on deck. 1-0 pitch is in the zone, right at the knees for a strike, and the count evens at a ball and 1 strike. Braves are running out of outs and out of opportunities here to get back in this game. Here's the 1-1 to Davis. Breaking ball that misses in the dirt. Count now moves to 2-1.
Yeah, if any time would be to come back from that lead, it would be now with runners on second and third. This is a big opportunity the Braves might not get throughout the rest of this game, and Henry Davis is looking to bring both those runs home with 2 outs in the inning.
Davis, a catcher out of Louisville, going up against Kyle Nicholas. Opportunity to really turn his season around here. Came into the game batting under 200, 0 for 2 today. Couple groundouts. 2-1 pitch. He check swings, but it's called a strike anyway. And now the count grows to 2-2.
Nicholas, a great fastball that just bites at Henry Davis. Didn't pull back his swing in time, and now Henry Davis is locked up 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runners on. The pitch is a ground ball to guess who? It's Casey Schmidt. He got it on a hop throw on to first base across the diamond. Is in time for outs number 3. Davis 0 for 3 with 3 ground outs to third base. The Braves strike back, though. They get 1 run in the inning off of 3 hits and 2 runners left on base. The Braves get 1 back and now have to go play defense before scoring any more. Our score heading into the top of the 7th, 6-2 Cotuit, and you're watching us on the Braves Baseball Network. Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. Classes are on days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu. Final 3 innings here from Dorn Park, 6-2 lead for the Cotuit Kettleers. Adam Oviedo leads things off, going against Josh Culliver, coming out for his second inning of work.
Culliver came out strong, striking out the first 2 batters he faced and getting Casey Schmidt to ground out. So we'll see if Culliver can continue that momentum.
First pitch to Oviedo is in the dirt for a ball. Oviedo on the day, 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. He walked his last time in the 5th, and he came around to score. (1-0) to Oviedo is at his feet, 2-0 to the count. Sam, we were talking earlier about what we've both learned from being up here on the Cape, and we've established the rotary versus roundabout discussion.
Right. Yep.
As the 2-0 pitch, Oviedo misses outside, 3-0 now. What else have we learned? What else have we been missing? Stop and Shop is huge out here.
Yeah, that's a big one. Shaw's.
Yeah.
Shaw's as well.
Instead of seeing, we have Albertson.
Oh, I love Albertsons.
Yeah. 3-0 pitch misses outside. 4 pitch walk to Oviedo. He walked for the second time in a row, and watch out, the leadoff man is on board.
Yeah, last time the leadoff man was on, it was Joey Loperfido in the 5th inning, and Cotuit turned that into a 6-run top of the 5th. So another leadoff runner on with back to the top of Nick Gonzalez.
Gonzalez is 1 for 2. RBI single was last time, and also came around to score. First pitch to him, he fouls straight back into the net, 0-1. 78 straight games getting on base if you include his college season with New Mexico State and include the game tonight.
That just sounds like a video game stat.
It does. Sounds like you in the show.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
0-1. Line drive just off the glove of Culliver. Morris said glove flip to second. Glowacki in time. Throw on is also in time. The best double play of the season was just turned 4-6-3. 2 outs here on the top of the 7th.
Oh, Cody Morris flashing the glove, making the play over the outstretched glove of Josh Culliver and flipping it with the glove to a covering Glowacki. A nasty play from Cody Morris over at second. And we have just seen some fantastic plays in the field from both teams here tonight.
Oh, this has been unbelievable. A clinic of defense put on tonight. Aubrey Major steps in. His first pitch is in the zone for a strike. Cody Morris said he's turned into a new man.
He's a big player on this team now for the Braves. Somebody they rely on.
0-1 pitch, swung on, missed by Major. 0-2. And as I look out into the Cotuit bullpen, there is a bullpen catcher juggling 3 baseballs over there. 0-2 pitch to Major, bounces in the dirt. 1-2 now. I honestly wonder what it must be like to work in the bullpen. There he goes. You see him out there, Sam? He's juggling out there.
I can't do that.
Hidden talent.
Juggle for my life. Couldn't do it.
I could do 2 baseballs.
Yeah, 2's not bad.
2's not bad. 3 is next level. 1-2 pitch. Popped into shallow left center field. Jake McKenzie is under it, and he makes the catch for with 2 hands for the 3rd out of the inning. The Braves work a 1-2-3 inning thanks to the double play turned by Morissette and Glowacki, which get 2 big outs and might make its way onto the Sports Center top 10. I think it's definitely deserving of a spot. Stretch time here at Dorn Park. The Braves chasing 4 runs, and we'll come back here from Dorn Park with the Braves getting ready to try and come back. You're watching it here on the Braves Baseball Network. Braves down by 4 runs here. 9-1, 2 spots, 2 up, and you're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jake McKenzie leads us off. 6-2 the score between the Bravos and the Kettleers.
All what McKenzie can do right here is lead off with a base hit or a walk or something to get a runner on base. The Braves are just 4 runs behind. This is still a very well attainable game.
First pitch to McKenzie, popped up foul down the right field line, out of play. Falls behind 0-1. Sam, we got the scores pulled up. Why don't you give us some updates on what we got going on around the Cape?
Well, that Falmouth and Harwich game is very interesting. They're still knotted up at 2. That game is in the bottom of the 8th as Falmouth is home in that one. A 7-5 lead for Wareham over Hyannis as well.
0-1 misses upstairs.
That game is in the bottom of the 5th. And Brewster has opened up a 2-0 lead over the Chatham Anglers. That game also in the bottom of the 5th.
1-1 count now to Jake McKenzie. Swung on and missed. Falls behind 1-2. So Hyannis coming back a little bit. They were down 7-4 earlier. Now only trail by 2 runs. And Jordan Westberg has really turned that team around. 1-2, misses outside. Count even is at 2-2.
Oh, and that's what can really turn around the season for Hyannis. They get Jordan Westberg out of Mississippi State. In 3 games, he's already hit 2 doubles, 3 home runs, and gotten 7 RBIs. And that is a team-changing player right there.
2-2, popped up into shallow right center field. Shavers is under it, and he makes the catch with one hand for out number 1.
You know, baseball is not a one-player sport, but with a player like that, you can model your play off that, and players can bounce off of it. And it's apparent already through the 3 games he's played and that he's changed that team offensively.
Judge Fabian now steps in 1 for 3. RBI double back in the 3rd. First pitch to him. Watch out. Bounces, I think, off the umpire or either the catcher. I think he got the umpire because Cody Pasick is going out to try and buy Dave Vivieros sometime. Those always hurt as an umpire.
Well, and Cotuit in their last game, just last night, actually had a home plate umpire go down after getting a strike back to him. Actually delayed the game about 20 minutes.
1-0 pitch is in the zone. Count now at a ball and a strike. Judge Fabian reclassifying to go play with the Gators this past season out of high school. Looks at the 1-1 pitch. That's in the zone now at 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Another breaking ball. It takes it down the first base line. Just foul. What do you think about that? Players being able to reclassify, go play college ball early?
Well, it's interesting, and you typically see it, I think, more on the basketball side of things,
right,
with juniors in high school looking to reclassify, get to college early, play that 1 year, and then get to the NBA. I've never seen it done at the college level because in college you can get drafted out of high school.
1-2 pitch, foul tipped back into the glove of Cody Pasick, and Fabian goes down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. Now 2 away in the bottom of the 7th inning. Up steps Xavier Warren.
And for Fabian, we know he has the talent, but to reclassify and go play for a college team is something I've never seen before, as he goes down for the 2nd time on the strikeout tonight.
He's from Florida, goes to the University of Florida, and I think he was probably set on being a Gator for a long time to make that kind of decision, as the first pitch to Warren misses down low. And from all accounts, from what we've seen in different news outlets, Fabian was projected to be, like you said, Sam, a very high draft pick coming out of high school in the single-digit rounds. 1-0 to Warren is in the zone, counting out a ball and a strike.
He's definitely played like it here in the Cape League so far. He's been a great leadoff hitter, a great outfielder for the Braves.
So 1-1 misses outside. Fabian coming into this game batting .343.
And he's added some excitement to this lineup as well, that before him was a very stale lineup that was looking for something to boost them, and him and Beloso have done just that.
2-1 pitch, grounded over to first base. Loperfido has got it. He steps on first himself, and that retires the side here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Braves go down 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. And go play defense here in the top of the 8th. We'll come back here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Cotuit up 6-2 over the Bravos here as we hit the top of the 8th inning. Cotuit looking for their 11th win on the season, sitting at 10-10-2. Braves looking to keep the lead just at 4 runs to go and try and get at least 2 back in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Colton Kessler rather, coming in batting 1 for 3. Strikeout, a single, and a lineout as he takes first pitch out of the zone for ball 1.
Culver's done an awesome job coming in after the 6th run, top of the 5th.
1-0 finds the zone on the off speed. Count evens at a ball and a strike.
Just 1 walk allowed, no hits. He's got 2 strikeouts. Culver, his home is in the bullpen, and he's done a fantastic job coming out of there so far.
Culver shakes off a sign, now fires the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Count now at a ball and 2 strikes. Braves trailing in this one, and I think sooner or later, Sam, things start to become concerning if they're not already as the pitch misses outside. 2-2 now. Only 3 points separate the Braves and the Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, and something that Harvey Shapiro says is he likes to separate this season into 4 segments of 11 games.
Just watch out, that pitch misses up and in. The first 11 games, the Braves went 5-6. And in this second game already, 6 losses already, Sam, sitting at 2-6.
And he does say that he wants to kind of hover around that 500. If you hover around the 500 line, you'll be set through the rest of the season.
3-2 misses outside, and it's a leadoff walk to Colton Kessler.
This has been a rough second set of 11, and if things aren't concerning now, they're about to be. If the Braves can't come back from this tonight, you face a tough Falmouth team who's gotten hot here in this middle of the season. This is the dog days section of this Cape Cod Baseball League season. You're right in the heat of the season, right in the middle of things, and whichever team does the best through here is going to end up on top of the division.
First pitch to Shavers finds a zone for strike 1. And they're 2-8 throughout the first, or this segment of the season, this segment of the quarter. 0-1 to Shavers. In the zone, now at 0-2.
Shavers had the RBI single last time he was up, 1 for 3 so far on the evening.
Yeah, has 2 RBIs so far tonight. 0-2 to Shavers. Misses the zone up high. Ball and 2 strikes now. Cape Cod Baseball League All-Star Game just right around the corner. 2 weeks from today over at Eldridge Park in Orleans. Culver throws over to first base, and Kessler's back in with the slide. You have to think a few Braves will more than likely make that team. 1 and 2. Skips away from Davis, and Kessler will take second base. He gets there standing up. And now the leadoff walk turns into now a runner in scoring position with nobody out.
And double play possibility is taken away as well. Cotuit puts another runner in scoring position, looking to extend on this already 6-2 lead. The Braves on the batting side have shown signs of life with 1 run in the bottom of the 6th, but just not enough to come back.
2-2 pitch. Fly ball into right field, really hanging up there in the air. Brennan Rivoli can't find it. He lost it in the sky, lost it in the lights. It falls down. Kessler is going to try and score all the way from second base. The throw, not in time. Rivoli made the throw all the way from right field. It took 2 or 3 bounces into Henry Davis. By the time Davis got it, tried to spin around and make a tag, Kessler was already in. It's an RBI double because the ball got lost in the lights.
Yeah, it looked like Rivoli lost it right on that light that runs from right in the middle from first to third, and it was a high fly ball. Rivoli just stood completely confused as the ball fell to his left side a few feet away from him, loses that one in the lights, a tough break, and 1 run comes across to score for Cotuit.
First pitch now to Joey Loper-Fido, misses the zone outside. 7-2 the score between the Kettleers and the Braves. 7 runs on 9 hits for Cotuit. That's the first time we've seen that all season. Something always happens when you come to the ballpark. Something new always happens. 1-0 pitch to Loper-Fido, down at the feet. Count out 2-0, and Henry Davis is going to go call time and have a chat with his pitcher.
And this is a lot better game for the Kettleers, who last time they played the Braves last week had 14 hits and only turned that into 4 runs. Now they have 9 hits and have turned that into 7 runs. They've made this game a lot more productive on the batting side, and it shows with the scoreboard.
Culliver sets here. Nobody out in this top of the 8th inning. 2-0 pitch. Fly ball, drifting foul, and will go foul toward the concession stand. Count now at 2-1. Loper-Fido 2 for 3. 2 singles, has a run scored. Grounded out his last time. As Braves defensively making a little bit of a shift here. Warren going over toward the shortstop position a little bit. And Glowenke playing about double play depth here to the lefty. 2-1 pitch. Fly it out into left field. Jake McKenzie is under it. Runner not tagging up. It's the first out of the inning for the Braves.
And a big first out for Josh Culliver, who allows his first run in his appearance. And that just goes to show you another leadoff runner with Colton Kessler. He comes around to score on the very next batter. They will kill you. I mean, the leadoff runners will kill you. And it's been apparent yesterday's 2 ball games and today's ball game as well.
Especially when you get on base with a walk as well. First pitch to Cody Pasek. In there for a strike. Pasek so far today. He is 0 for 2 with a double play, a sacrifice bunt, and a strikeout. Here's the 0-1 to Pasek. Foul ball over toward the high school. And he falls behind 0-2.
It's been 4 walks today given up by Cusick and Culliver combined against this Cotuit lineup.
Here's the 0-2. Just misses outside. Ball and 2 strikes now. Culliver comes set. Runner on second base here. 7-2 lead for the Kettleers. Floater down the left field line. Looks like it might get down for hits, and it falls foul. Warren tried to make a sliding catch over his shoulder. Couldn't come up with it. The ball lands on the foul side of the left field line, and the count now at 1-2.
That would have been a fantastic over-the-shoulder catch for Xavier Warren, who was trying to make it falling down, but he hits it. It actually makes contact with him in foul territory, luckily, as that ball was going to be a single and could have possibly gotten the run home, but Warren putting in the effort, just not getting the result on that play. Still a 1-2 count.
Pasek, at least for this pitch, has a new life. Culliver comes set. Takes a look at second. Now fires the 1-2 pitch, and it's in the dirt. Count now at 2-2. And we've seen a little bit today from Cotuit, Sam. It's a big talking point, I think, right now, especially in the MLB. What do you have on teams playing the shift?
Yeah, it's tough to. It's certainly something that's tough to regulate, I think.
2-2 pitch misses outside. Count fills up at 3-2.
It's a strategy that I think is smart, but I don't think it's helpful for the game. I think when you have a batter that only pulls things and you shift the fielder's over, it's almost a guaranteed out.
3-2 pitch, grounded over to Morris at second base. He gloves it, side arm throw to first base in plenty of time. And Chavers moves over to third base on the ground ball, 2 away here in the top of the 8th inning.
I just think it makes the game boring and pretty predictable.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not a huge fan of it. I understand why teams do it. It's really become a big thing in probably the past 3 or 4 years for infields to take on a shift. I think what you can do if you're the MLB, if you want to regulate it, is put certain marks on the field that certain position players can only play in between.
First pitch to Dante Williams misses low. My question to you is, then what happens? I guess the question is just how far does that go? Are players allowed, are middle infielders allowed to pinch for double play territory? Because that's been a long accepted shift.
Yeah, you're right. And it's, like I said, it's just something that's tough to regulate and might not ever get regulated.
1-0 pitch, rope down the right field line, lands foul. Ball and a strike now, the count to Williams.
But we have seen Cotuit do it a couple times.
Yeah, and it's not something that we've seen a ton in this baseball league, which is interesting because at that next level, I have a couple colleagues who have called minor league baseball. It's the 1-1 to Williams misses outside, and they say those coaching staffs almost play shifts every single at bat. Every single batter has their own specific shift, whether it's the entire infield on one side or minute changes. Every single batter has got a specific lineup. Here's a 2-1 from Culliver. Fouled straight back right in front of us. Count now evens up at 2-2.
And it's tough to do that kind of thing in the Cape League when you have players getting released almost every day, some new players coming in, players coming back from college that are just arriving that you can't really get a real scouting report on. And not to mention, these teams don't have a ton of time to gel as well when you're getting new players like that. Braves only had, I believe, 1 or 2 practices.
2-2 foul off again, and I think another big difference in the two is you said it, the scouting, the technology afforded to a Cape Cod baseball team, which is an entirely volunteer league compared to an affiliated baseball club of a Major League Baseball team. I don't think is ever going to compare. Here's the 2-2. That's in the zone for strike 3. Culliver gets out of the inning, only surrendering 1 run. 1 left on base, and just that 1 hit makes this game 7-2. Heading into the 8th inning here, the Braves down to their last 6 outs. Score 7-2 here from Dorn Park. Braves down to their last 6 outs here. 7-2 score at Dorn Park. Cade Beloso stepping in to lead us off in the home half of the 8th inning. Beloso keeps his reach base streak going. He's at 11 games, but he's 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts and that walk back in the 4th inning.
Certainly due for his first hit, and the temperature, I think, is the coldest we've seen all summer. It's at 64. It feels a lot.
I don't believe it.
Than that.
Yeah, do not believe that at all.
Supposed to get down to 58 tonight.
First pitch to Beloso misses upstairs. 1-0. Certainly a very nice evening here in Bourne, Massachusetts. Temperature hovering between 69 and 70 degrees. Now falling to, like you said, 64. 1-0 to Beloso is in the zone. Count now at a ball and a strike. Beloso, a very deceptive 18 years old. I don't think if you saw him, you'd think he's 18. As 1-1 misses up and outside, 2-1 now. Beloso built like a linebacker. 6 feet, 230, 240 pounds. 2-1 misses inside, and Beloso now in charge here with 3-1.
Yeah, he's got a big frame. Beard certainly helps.
Yes, it does.
Doesn't play like an 18-year-old either.
Not sure what that's supposed to mean.
That means he's good.
3-1 to Beloso. Popped up foul over the screen. It's going to be a souvenir. Count fills up now to 3-2.
You know, he's playing like a veteran.
There it is.
He is mature in his plate discipline. Therefore,
yeah,
he does not play like he's 18.
There you go. That was an if-then-because hypothesis right there. 3-2 misses upstairs. Beloso walks for the second time tonight. Bravos with a base runner for Jimmy Glowinski.
Beloso gets on again, shows that plate discipline, and the Braves start off with a runner on, down by 5. When they're running out of chances, those base runners are so precious to have here later in this game.
They've come at a semi-premium here tonight. Braves having 3 hits in that 6th inning. Before that, were just held to 2. Glowinski so far this evening, 1 for 3. 2 strikeouts. He singled his last time and scored as he looks at a first pitch that misses upstairs for ball 1. Beloso, the runner over at first base. 1-0 pitch to Glowinski. Misses up and out. Count now moves to 2-0.
Glowinski put those 2 strikeouts behind him last at bat and turned a 3-2 count into a single where he came around to score.
Two 2-0 count here to Jimmy Glowinski. Misses upstairs, and now Nicholas really having some problems finding the zone. Trails Glowinski here 3-0.
Well, you put one more runner on, and all of a sudden, you got Morris coming up, who already has a hit in today's game, a big double he was able to get, so could get a little scary.
3-0 is in the zone. Fastball right down the zone. 3-1 now. Braves looking to get just a couple runs back in this bottom half of the 8th. Shorten the deficit for the 9th inning. So they don't have to climb all those runs back. 3-1 is in the zone. Glowinski tossed his bat. He can't believe it. He was undoing his shin guard as well. Now he's got to get his bat back and battle here at 3-2.
Well, it looked a little outside. I don't blame Glowinski, but he stays in the at-bat now, 3-2. Has to put that pitch behind him and continue to battle.
This might be where you see Kyle Nicholas go with a fastball up, try and get Glowinski to chase here. He's going to come in pretty upset, maybe a little aggressive as well. Here's the payoff pitch, and it misses low. Glowinski tosses the bat for the second time, and now he gets his walk. I guess the ball doesn't lie.
Yeah, now 2 walks given up by Nicholas on the mound. Still nobody out. You got Morissette, who, correction, has a single in this game, but he's 1 for 3. Has been great. So far, recently, he's gotten 5 RBIs in his past 4 games, and now comes up in a pretty big situation with runners on first and second.
Runners on first and second. No outs. Braves looking to cut into this 5-run deficit. First pitch to Morissette is right down the middle for a strike. Morissette was taking all the way. He's 1 for 3 in this game with a single and a line out and a strikeout. Morissette waiting for his 0-1. Now he gets it, and it curves, just misses the zone low. Count evens to a ball and a strike. Cody Morissette with 4 games in a row with an RBI. 1-1 pitch, misses upstairs. Count now moves to 2-1. Has the opportunity to make that 5 tonight with Beloso sitting over there at second base.
Now he does. This is a big at-bat for him. The Braves down by 5. He can bring them a little bit closer with a ball out into the outfield.
Here's a 2-1 now to Morissette, and he takes it. Now he leads 3-1, and Nicholas really struggling with his zone here.
Oh, this could be it for Nicholas. There is an arm warming up for Cotuit in the right field bullpen, but if he walks Morissette, loads up the bases, you bring up Jackson Greer, who's reached base twice with a hit by pitch and a walk. So the Braves building a little bit of momentum in the bottom of the 8th.
Mike Roberts already out of the dugout, ready to go have a mound visit. The 3-1 misses inside. Roberts can't believe it. He's going to go call time, I believe, to go talk to his pitcher. The bases are loaded as Cody Pasick might beat him to it. And here comes Mike Roberts.
Well, this is where we could see a pitching change. An arm warming up in the right field bullpen. The bases are loaded. Jackson Greer, we know he has power. 4 doubles on the season and 1 home run when he played with Harwich. With 1 swing of the bat, could make this a game for the Bourne Braves again.
And they're going to bring the home plate umpire up. It's going to be Casey Schmidt. So Schmidt is going to pitch again for the Cotuit Kettleers. He got the save last time. Now he's going to switch gloves, take off his sleeve, and come in and face Jackson Greer. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will break down all the defensive changes because there's about to be a lot incoming. Bases loaded here for the Braves. 7-2. Jackson Greer coming up against the new pitcher Schmidt when we come back here on the Braves Baseball Network. Kyle Nicholas's day comes to an end. He pitches 1 1/3. No hits, no earned runs. However, he is responsible for all 3 base runners, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. And the Braves faced a thorn in their side this season, Casey Schmidt.
Schmidt coming from playing third base during the game, now pitching. His ERA on the season is 5.62 in 5 games. This will be his 6th. He has 1 save on the season that actually came against Bourne last week with 8 innings pitched on the season, striking out 9, walking 6, and giving up 9 hits. Last time he pitched was July 6th, just 1 day ago against Chatham in a 5-3 loss. He pitched 2/3 of an inning, only giving up 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and 3 batters faced. He comes up in a rough situation. Bases loaded. Jackson Greer coming up, who's 0 for 1 today.
Bases loaded with nobody out for Jackson Greer. Schmidt, like Sam said, to throw 2 2/3, against the Braves of no-hit baseball. First pitch to Greer, fouled back into the netting for a first strike here, and the at-bats. Things really cooling down here at Dorn. You said it was 64. Feels like 60 right now. No real win tonight.
Schmidt, we already saw him make some fantastic throws on 2 diving plays off the bat of Henry Davis and absolute bullets over to first from third.
Yeah, Richard Bretterin takes his spot over at third base. Schmidt comes set. Fires the 0-1. Breaking ball that misses outside. Pasick really tried to frame it up for David Vieros behind the plate. Didn't get the call, though. Count out a ball and a strike. The left-handed Brendan Rivoli's on deck. He had an RBI double back in the 6th inning, who pinch hit for Nick Bruiser. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball that misses up high. Count now moves to 2-1, and Greer finds himself in a good hitter's count.
Greer 4 doubles on the season, 3 RBIs with the Bourne Braves. And if you count his time with Harwich as well, that's 4 RBIs and make that a home run as well. He has been a power source for the Braves during his time here, and they're looking for him to make a clutch hit right now.
2-1. Fastball that gets past the catcher, Pasick. It bounces right off the backstop, right to him. We've seen that happen now 3 times this season. The brick wall saves a run there for the Kettleers.
Yeah, it's a brick wall back there, solidified by concrete. Just bounces right back to Pasick. Doesn't allow Beloso to get home from third. But on the bright side, it's now a 3-1 count to Jackson Greer.
And Greer will gladly take a walk here, scoring a run, bringing the tying run up at the plate, who currently sits on deck in Brendan Rivoli. 3-1 count, bases loaded. Beloso at third. Glowanki at second, and Morissette at first. Braves down by 5 runs here, 7-2. Bottom of the 8th inning. Here's a 3-1 to Greer. And it's just in the zone, right on the black of the outside corner. Greer shakes his head. I don't think he liked the call. Now the count is full.
It's a big moment for Jackson Greer. Nobody out. The Braves can cash in a few runs and come back from a 7-2 deficit.
3-2. Casey Schmidt against Jackson Greer. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's in the zone for a strike. Greer can't believe it. He's giving Dave Vivieros an earful right now, but it's a big out number 1 here in the bottom of the 8th.
Oh, I think Greer thought that pitch was a little bit low, and he goes down looking for the first out of the inning. And how big that first out is. Brendan Rivoli, who got a huge RBI double in his last at-bat, has struggled beforehand, and the double play can get you out of this inning with no runs across the plate. That was a huge strikeout.
The most unproductive out you could have had in that situation is a strikeout looking. First pitch to Rivoli with 1 away. Looks at it upstairs and out for ball 1. Rivoli, 1 for 1 with that RBI double.
A pinch hit RBI double, taking over for Nick Bruiser as well.
Rivoli choking up a little bit on his bat. Schmidt comes set. Hands meet at the letters. Here's the 1-0. Fly ball into deep center field. Back on it is Williams. This will be deep enough to score the runner from third Beloso. Brendan Rivoli has 2 RBIs as Glowanki advances from second to third base. And the Braves cut it now to a 4-run deficit. Back-to-back at-bats for RBIs for Brendan Rivoli.
Yeah, Rivoli, not really what he was looking for, but he gets a run across the plate. A pretty productive game for him as he now has 2 RBIs and the Braves down just 7-3. Obviously, Rivoli looking for a little more than that, but the Braves get one more run across the board. It's now a 4-run deficit. Davis coming up with another run just 90 feet away over a third.
And how big does that run in the 8th inning become for the Kettleers? Instead of the tying run being at the plate, he sits on deck. Braves down by 4 runs. Henry Davis, 0 for 3. 3 ground outs to the pitcher who was playing third base earlier, Casey Schmidt. First pitch to Henry Davis is inside for a ball. This would be a huge win for the Kettleers if Casey Schmidt is able to come into this game, bases loaded, nobody out, and only surrender 1 run.
Yeah, it would be. And the Braves, it would just be more of the same. Not being able to get base runners on and getting them home.
1-0 to Davis. Misses down and inside. Count now moves to 2-0.
Davis looking for something not down the left field line. You mentioned the 3 ground outs over to Casey Schmidt when he was playing third base. Schmidt making diving plays on 2 of them. Davis is looking to break free and get a hit somewhere into the outfield that brings home Jimmy Glowinski.
Here's a 2-0. Right down the pipe. Called a strike on the fastball. 2-1 now the count. Runners at the corners for the Bravos in the bottom of the 8th inning. They've matched the 1 run scored in the top half. Here's the 2-1 to Davis. That is in the zone right on the inside corner. And Davis now has a 2-2 count.
That was a great pitch from Casey Schmidt, working the inside part of the plate on Henry Davis, gets him looking, and now Davis tied up 2-2 with 2 outs in the inning.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runners on for Henry Davis and the Braves. Schmidt taking his time, getting his signs. Only a matter of time before Davis calls time. Schmidt comes set. Here's the 2-2. Fly ball into left field, hanging up in the air. Aubrey Major moving back on it in foul territory, and he makes the catch for the final out of the inning. The Braves get back on the board. They score 1 run off of no hits. They leave 2 runners on, and they cut the lead down to 4. Head into the final frame here. Braves trailing 7-3 here on the Braves Baseball Network. Top of the ninth, the Braves trailing by 4 runs here. Josh Culver's night comes to an end, and it was a pretty successful one. 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 run, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and pitching now is Kieran Shaw, Sam.
The right-handed pitcher out of Harvard, pitching in his 7th game. He has a 1-0 record with a 1.58 ERA. He's done solid so far this year in 5 2/3 innings pitched, allowing 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, and striking out 8. He's coming off of a performance in the win against Harwich where he pitched 1 inning of scoreless baseball.
An excuse me swing bounces right up to Kieran Shaw off the bat of Casey Schmidt, and Shaw will take it. It's 1 pitch, 1 out to the pitcher, Casey Schmidt.
Schmidt just a little half swing that almost actually hit him, but he got contact on it. It went dribbled right back out to Kieran Shaw on the mound, and in 1 pitch, he has his first out.
So Cotuit forfeiting their DH right. Schmidt, the pitcher, batting in the lineup. You'd assume Rich Bretterin now comes in, batting in the DH's spot in the 3rd hole. First pitch to Adam Oviedo, misses the zone outside for a ball. Oviedo, the shortstop, 0 for 1. A ground out and 2 walks. Also has a run scored in this one. And now Oviedo looks at ball number 2, bouncing in the dirt.
Well, Shaw just obviously needs to get through this lineup unharmed so the Braves can go back hitting down by 4.
Pitch finds the zone. First strike to Oviedo. Oviedo looking for his first hit. As the hitters count 2-1 here. Pitch just misses down low. Three balls and 1 strike now the count to Adam Oviedo.
Well, Falmouth has gotten their win over Harwich, which is big for them coming into the game tomorrow against the Bourne Braves.
3-1 pitch, rocketed straight back up the middle, return to center. Out in center field, right up the middle. It's a 1-out single for Oviedo.
3-1 had a perfect count. He saw a pitch from Kieran Shaw that he really liked down the middle. Was perfect, squared it up, and put it right into center field for a 1-out single, and it's back to the top of the lineup with Gonzalez coming up for his 5th at-bat.
Gonzalez 1 for 4 tonight. Had an RBI single and a run scored back in the 5th inning to keep his bases reach streak alive. Falmouth winning that game in the 10th inning, Sam, almost could have been a tie. They walk it off in 10.
Yeah, wow. And right now, as it stands, they're tied with Wareham for the league lead in the West. But still, Wareham with a 10-5 lead over Hyannis.
Gonzalez looking to bunt. Foul tips it right back on the glove of Henry Davis for strike 1. Looks like Wareham and Hyannis still going on out there, Sam.
Yeah, 10-5. That game in the top of the 7th inning. So if Wareham can hold on, they will have the West League by just 2 points over Falmouth.
Here's the 0-1. Runner goes, and a swing and a miss from Gonzalez. The ball gets away from Henry Davis, and even with a 4-run lead here on the top of the 9th inning, Cotuit stealing bases. And the Cotuit bench, or excuse me, the Bourne bench wants a foul ball call. They're not getting it. And Harvey Shapiro having a conversation with Dave Vivieros about whether or not it was a foul ball.
Well, that run could potentially be important. Braves just down by 4, and they want to make sure nobody comes home in this inning. And now time is called. They'll discuss it.
I'm not sure what there is to discuss. If the home plate umpire, who's a foot away, didn't hear or see a foul ball, how are 2 umpires 90 feet away and 100 feet away going to see it? And that was a quick discussion.
Oh, I think you just did that to make Harvey Shapiro happy.
I'll tell you what, yeah, I've done some of that as an umpire. I've done, okay, yeah, coach, I'll go talk to him, and I'll go talk to my partner, and I'll say, all right, what's on the menu for lunch after the game?
Yep. Classic strategy.
Playing chess, not checkers. I like to see it. 0-2 count here to Nick Gonzalez. 1 away here in the top of the 9th inning. Here's a pitch from Shaw. Rocketed down the right field line, but foul over into the woods. Out of play.
Yeah, we talk about the East Division being so tight. The top 3 teams in the West are going to be in an all-out battle during this stretch up into the All-Star game, fighting for that first position to win that division, get a number 1 seed heading into the playoffs. Right now, it's Falmouth, Wareham tied at 23. It's still waiting on the Wareham game to get over, and Cotuit's right there at 22.
0-2 pitch to Gonzalez, misses low, and if all the results hold, there will be 1 point separating each team. Wareham will have 25, Cotuit will have 24, and then Falmouth with 23. And then bringing up the rear are the Braves and the Harbor Hawks fighting for that last playoff spot. Here's the 1-2. Grounded foul down the third baseline. That East Division is still very tough, although Chatham and NYD seem to have created some separation.
Both with 29 points there. Orleans back. We mentioned their losing streak. They're 5 losses in a row. So they went 5 wins in a row and then 5 losses in a row for a 5-5 record in the last 10 games. They're at 24 points, and it's Brewster with 21 and Harwich with 20. So it looks like Brewster and Harwich might be battling for that 4 spot as it stands right now.
1-2 pitch is another foul ball. 3 in a row from Gonzalez, and he's putting in a good at-bat here against Kieran Shaw.
He's battling. He's looking for his second hit of the game. Already has an RBI single, a strikeout, a flyout, a double play as well. He's looking to get a little more stats out of this game. We mentioned the scouts hang around the field the whole game watching these players, and Nick Gonzalez is certainly going to be a player that they're going to be watching for a long time.
1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Nick Gonzalez. Here's a pitch. Grounded once again, foul, 4 in a row now. And it's like the scouts, which we see it every single game. It's just like their own little group. They're all their own little following. They're all wearing the more or less the same thing. Usually it's like a T-shirt or a hoodie you would like run in, sweatpants, have a hat, and sunglasses.
Yeah, certainly a look. There's certainly
a scout look. A backpack usually.
Yep. If you come to the field about 4 o'clock, that's all who's here.
Yeah.
That's all who's here. Watching batting practice. Come to Dorn Park 2.5 hours early for the Braves watching batting practice. You'll see scouts lining up and down, just watching batting practice and getting a real good look at some of these players.
Here's the 1-2 to Gonzalez. Line drive into left field. This will get down for a hit down the left field line. The ball takes a funny hop and gets past Jake McKenzie. The run will come in to score from second. Gonzalez thought about going to third, slams on the brakes, and will retreat to second base for another RBI. This time, it's an RBI double, and the Kettleers retake their 5-run lead.
Well, Gonzalez really had to put on the brakes after that ball took a weird hop on Jake McKenzie. We mentioned McKenzie, typically an infielder, gets the outfield start today, and it just kind of skipped a little past him. It chased him all the way to the wall, and Gonzalez, who was really thinking 3 bases the whole time, stops about halfway between second and third, still gets an RBI double, and Cotuit now makes that lead 8-3.
Kieran Shaw fires first pitch into Aubrey Major, and this isn't an easy out to get either.
Well, this pitching staff is really just starting to break down, I'm afraid. In the past 3 games, they've allowed 27 runs to both Hyannis, the doubleheader last night, and Cotuit tonight so far.
0-1 to Major, finds his zone, now 0-2 the count. And it's been very uncharacteristic. We knew that Cotuit was coming in with one of the best averages in the league. But to give up 19 runs over 2 games to the last place Harbor Hawks really is a red flag.
It is uncharacteristic. And for your best pitchers, like Rakowski got pretty beat up by Cotuit last week. Cusick started out well, but toward the end of his outing, he got beat up by Cotuit this week.
0-2 pitch, barely missed the zone outside.
It's concerning for your best guys on your pitching staff. Just giving up this amount of runs, this amount of hits, when really the backbone of your team was pitching. And when you don't have that, you're seeing what you see in the past 3 games.
Yeah,
An 0-3
absolutely.
record.
1-2 pitch to Major is nubbed, fouled down the first base line. Right now, the Braves just lucky that the Harbor Hawks have had it worse than them this season. At 5-16-1. And I'm afraid the Brave schedule just does not get easier from here, Sam.
No, it does not. You got a game against Falmouth tomorrow at home, and then the Braves travel to Cotuit the next day, and then back against Hyannis.
1-2 pitch fouled off once again by Major, who's putting up another battle here.
And when you're locked in a battle like this between Bourne and Hyannis, every game is important. Every single game is important, especially playing against opponents in the West. And this is going to be a very crucial week for the Braves that hasn't started off well. If things stand as they do right now, something needs to be solved.
Here's a 1-2 to Major. That misses down and in. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kettleers up on the Braves 8-3. A game that the Braves were leading at 1.1-0 until a 6th run, top of the 5th inning by Cotuit really separated these two teams. 2-2 pitch rocketed into the woods on the foul side. The right field pole. Count stays at 2-2. And Gonzalez and Major both have put up really good at-bats.
This is the second at-bat that we've seen from Aubrey Major. He came up in that top of the 5th inning, the 6th-run top of the 5th, and worked a fantastic at-bat. That seemed like it went on forever. Had him 3-2 and then turned a 2 RBI double out of it. We'll see what he can do with this one.
Fly ball into shallow left field in foul territory. McKenzie looking to make a play. I think it might have bounced off the very top of the fence and goes foul, and Major stays alive.
Yeah, he did. It did actually go off the top of the fence. You hear catcher Henry Davis with some great communication talking with Jake McKenzie all the way out in left saying, you got room. And he barely had a little bit of room as it bounced on top of the fence, but he didn't get there in time. It's still a 2-2 count, and Major has just had some fantastic at-bats this game.
Well, you don't almost bat 400 by accident. 2-2 count here to Aubrey Major. Here's a pitch from Shaw. Misses the zone low. Count fills up to 3-2 now.
Aubrey Major works his second 3-2 count. He came in as a pinch hitter, taking over for Christian Robinson in the 5th inning, and Major 1 for 2 so far, looking for that second hit and looking to get another run home.
Payoff pitch here. Broken bat, fly ball into shallow right field. Rivoli seems under it. He's got it for out number 1. Gonzalez stays put at second base, and there's 2 away here in the top of the 9th.
Well, that's the best you can get if you're Kieran Shaw, working such a long at-bat like that. And this time he comes out on top, gets Major to fly out for the second out. And now it looks like it's going to be a pinch hitter for Cotuit.
No, so it's actually going to be Rick Breder.
That's right.
Came in. He's replacing the DH, Colin Kessler, because when Schmidt comes in to pitch, they forfeit their DH. So now it's Brederin stepping in, getting his first at-bat of the game. He came in when Schmidt came in to pitch in the 8th, and now gets his first at-bat here in the 9th. And he looks at a first pitch strike from Kieran Shaw.
That's it for Kessler, who goes 1 for 3, a single in the 4th, and a walk. Came around to score in the 8th inning.
Two runs. Found out a ball and a strike. Longest game of the season by far. Sitting at about 3 hours and 20 minutes. Longest game was 3 hours and 2 minutes earlier this season at Wareham. And the Braves 7-5 loss. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. Davis does well. Keep it at the feet. Keeps the runner at second base. Count out 2-1.
This game was going at a pretty good pace through 4 innings. And it was that 6-run top of the 5th, I think, really.
Yeah, we'll really do it. Yeah. Shaw looking to get out of the 9th inning without sacrificing and surrendering another run. Two and 1 count here. Here's the pitch. That finds the zone. Outer half of the plate. Count now evens up at 2-2.
Oh, it sounds like I think Bourne might have the greatest fireworks show ever going on right now.
The greatest post 4th of July fireworks show? Yeah, there is.
That's been going on for about 3 innings, I think.
It's what it sounds like, at least. Like there's fireworks. I was thinking maybe there's maybe thunder in the area. I know rain's not in the forecast. Here's the 2-2. Fouled off by Brethren.
It just sounded like a finale, I think,
for about half an hour.
Past 3 innings.
Yeah. I was going to say I was made aware of the July 3rd fireworks special, not the July 7th fireworks. And it's getting louder now. That's got to be something else.
That can't be fire.
That's got to be something else.
There's no way. That's insane.
We should have our sideline reporter figure out what that noise is. Here's the 2-2. Fouled off of the mask, I believe, of Henry Davis. Count remains at 2-2 as David Vieros goes to the pitcher's mound, gives Davis a chance to recollect himself, get his bearings back after taking the foul ball off the mask. Sideline reporter Tyler Mannion looking like he's freezing over near the dugout. He's all bundled up. And he's from the East Coast, too, which is hard to believe.
Yeah.
And he looks the coldest out of anybody here.
Look, this weather's going to get you. When you expect warm weather and it's cold, that's when it's the worst.
It's a mind game. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Pitches in the dirt. Davis applies the tag on the drop third strike. And that does it here in the 9th inning. However, the Kettleers put on 1 run. And Shaw escapes with only giving up that 1 run. Could have been worse. Braves down to their last at-bats here when we come back on the Braves Baseball Network. Bottom of the 9th inning here, and they have a pinch hitter stepping in place of Jake McKenzie. It's Kyle Hess.
Hess, 167 average on the year. 5 for 30. Struggled so far. Had an RBI, his first RBI single of the season. Went 1 for 3 in the Hyannis first game of the doubleheader yesterday. So he picks up that first RBI of the year. 2 doubles on the year as well with 12 strikeouts.
Going up against Casey Schmidt. First pitch to Kyle Hess, and it just misses the zone low for a ball. Bourne having 3 runs off 5 hits. 1-0 to Hess, misses outside, 2-0 now. And it sounds like what we have been confirmed as fireworks. They've stopped now, so the finale has come to an end.
The 45-minute finale?
Yeah.
That's incredible. Buy me a ticket there.
2-0 is in the zone out of the knees for a strike. Our social media guru, Tally Revere, on the reporting job. She beat Tyler Mannion to the punch, and also Carson Field, team's beat reporter. Here's a 2-1 to Kyle Hess. That's in the zone for a strike right down the middle. 2-2 now.
A big stat of the game. We were talking about it, Joran. 7 runners left on base for the Braves, just 4 for Cotuit. That's unbelievable. That's being productive. I mean, they have 11 hits and 8 runs, and that's been what they've done extremely well throughout tonight's game.
Yeah, they've been very clinical with their chances and their opportunities so far in tonight's game. Here's the 2-2 from Schmidt. Grounded down the first base line. It's off the glove of the first baseman, Oviedo. He can't recover it in time, and Hess gets on with a leadoff base runner. Depending on how it's scored, could be a leadoff single.
That's what the Braves need right there. A runner on base. Hess doesn't. Almost gets through the first and second gap, but it's gloved by Oviedo, just in and out of the glove. And Hess is now over on first with Fabian coming back up.
And it is
ruled a hit. Yep.
Yeah, it's ruled as a single. So here's Judge Fabian. Braves chasing 5 runs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Would be quite the story if they are able to make it happen. First pitch to Fabian. That's right down the middle. No, excuse me. I think they were all thinking it was going to be a strike. So was I. I guess it misses the zone low. Fabian takes the lead. 1-0.
And the Braves showed a little bit of fight in the game against Wareham last Wednesday. They were able to make a 7-1 game, a 7-5 game. Just didn't have enough at the very end.
1-0 pitch, which does find the zone. Count at a ball and a strike. Fabian on tonight's game, 1 for 4. Had an RBI double back in the third, and that's been it. 2 strikeouts and a flyout. Here's the 1-1 to Fabian. That one in the dirt, bounces a foot before the plate. Pasek does well to keep it in front of him, and the count now at 2-1.
Hess is going to try and work as deep into the count on Casey Schmidt as he can possibly go. Run that pitch count up. Make Schmidt tired out there on the mound so you see some easier pitches from him.
Two balls, 1 strike, the count to Judge Fabian, the center fielder. Ground ball on the left side. This could be 2. Oviedo boots it. He can't corral it, and now the Braves get back on base here. That's an error to Oviedo. Runners on first and second here with nobody out.
Well, Fabian gets a little bit lucky there. That was almost going to be a for sure at least 1 out at second. Fabian was probably going to beat the throw out over to first, but Oviedo skips right into the glove, hits his chest, falls in front of him. So runner is now on first and second on 2 balls that have actually stayed in the infield. Hess gets credited with a hit, and it's an error, so Fabian doesn't get the batting average points, but now it's Xavier Warren with runners on first and second, and Warren looking for his first hit.
0 for 4, like you mentioned. Couple strikeouts in there. First pitch to Warren. Breaking ball that finds the bottom of the zone for a strike, and the Braves dugout can't believe that was a strike.
Look a little bit outside, maybe a little low to Xavier Warren, but called strike anyway. He seems focused out on the mound.
Schmidt shakes off a sign. Kerry Wright is warming up in the bullpen just in case. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss from Warren. Couldn't catch up to the high heat. Now 0-2.
That was a slow pitch that Xavier Warren lit his eyes up for, just couldn't make contact, and now falls behind 0-2.
Runners on first and second. It's Hess and Fabian. 2-0 pitch is lined into left field. Major makes the catch on the run, and there's a first out of the inning.
First out, and now a double play ball ends at Cade Beloso, who's gotten on with 2 walks. Still looking for that first hit. Comes up with runners on first and second. He cannot ground the ball out into the middle infield right now.
Beloso with runners on first and second here with 1 out. Schmidt comes set. Fires first pitch to Beloso, and it's right down the pipe for strike 1.
Oh, Belosso's clutch gene. He has to find it right now. 1 out in the inning. Has no 1 count on him. Runners on first and second. Just needs to focus on getting on base with the Braves down by 5 late in this one.
Here's the 0-1. That's in the zone on the inside half of the plate, and Beloso very quickly falls behind 0-2. Casey Schmidt gets his sign from the catcher Pasick. Now sets, and now here's the 0-2. Breaking ball that Beloso fouls off to stay alive.
Belosso's good at plate discipline. He fouls that pitch off to stay alive in this at-bat. Beloso on the season with just 6 strikeouts and now 9 walks.
He's forced to battle here. Very deep in the hole at 0-2. With 1 away here in the bottom of the 9th inning, the Braves chasing 5 runs. Pitch misses just below the knees. The Cotuit bench wanted the strike. They didn't get it. Count now to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, Cotuit just wants this game to be over. We mentioned the time. It's been about 3.5 hours in a 9-inning game. Cotuit just wants to get this win and move on.
Here's the 1-2. Check swing, and Viviero says he goes across the plate. Beloso doesn't like the call. He gives Vivieros an earful behind the plate, and now there's 2 away here in the 9th.
Now, Beloso looked pretty close, but I believe he did go around the left-handed batter. A fantastic off-speed from Casey Schmidt, and now it's Glowenke as the final chance for the Braves, down by 5.
Yeah, that's pretty uncharacteristic from Beloso as well. He's one of the most even-keeled guys you'll ever meet. Hard to find him without a smile on his face, but that was one of those rare moments right there. Jimmy Glowenke, first pitch to him, misses outside for a ball. Glowenke 1 for 3, single and a run scored. Walked his last time, and he struck out his first 2 times. Falls on him as the Braves' last chance. Schmidt comes set. Here's the 1-0. That's in the dirt low. Count now at 2 balls and no strikes. Cody Morris set the on-deck hitter. And we have time called as Schmidt wants a new baseball. I wonder how the bullpen guys are feeling right now with how cold it is. Just they're doing what we're doing, just sitting.
Yep. It looks like they're all huddled together right now.
They got to be freezing. Here's the 2-0 to Glowenke. That ball misses the zone. 3-0 now. Glowenke with a massive lead here.
Well, we saw the Wareham bullpen have a little tiki torch they lit on fire. Had to provide a little bit of heat.
And also, we're throwing around a Frisbee. I'm telling you, the bullpen is where the party is at.
Oh, obviously. Obviously. Let's do a broadcast from their one game, huh?
I think that would be very interesting. It's not a 4-pitch walk. A delayed strike call there from Vivieros, the home plate umpire. Glowenke, who tossed his bat back early on a pitch, his last at-bat, almost did the same thing this at-bat. Now, count reads 3-1.
Still a good hitter's count for Glowenke to try and get on base.
Here's the 3-1. And that pitch misses outside. The bases will be loaded here in the bottom of the 9th. And once again, Sam, how big does that run in the 9th inning seem? Instead of the tying run being at the plate, he's on deck.
Well, it's huge. That's why Kieran Shaw giving up that run in the top of the 9th was so big. Now it's not just the tying run at home. The tying run's now in the on-deck circle with the bases loaded. Cody Morris needs to make sure he gets something out of this at-bat. 2 outs, bases loaded. You got the tying run on deck.
Morissette on tonight's game. He is 1 for 3. Singled back in the 6th. He walked his last time. 4 games in a row with an RBI. The Braves down to their last out, and Morissette has a chance to at least add to that streak. First pitch to Morissette. Breaking ball that finds the zone on the outside corner for strike 1.
Morissette's reached base on his past 2 at-bats. Looking to finish the game off strong.
Here's the 0-1. Ground ball that just goes foul down the first base line. Was gloved anyway by Loperfido. And Morissette's down to his last strike.
Well, not only does Morissette have to defend, but he has to look for a good pitch to hit to put in play and get a run, if not multiple runs home with the bases loaded.
No balls and 2 strikes to count to Cody Morissette. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Braves chasing 4 runs. Here's the pitch from Schmidt, and it just misses the zone. Schmidt was ready to walk off the field there in celebration of his victory. Just misses the zone low, and the count now at 1-2.
Close pitch. 0-2. Schmidt just missed the zone on the inside part of the plate. There's been some questionable ball strike calls, but that gives the edge to Morissette. A good take there.
Morissette knew the whole time. 1-2 count here to Morissette. Here's a pitch from Schmidt. Line drive into left center field. This is going to find the gap all the way to the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Glowacki's being sent home from third. Cody Morissette clears the bases, and the tying run will come to the plate in Jackson Greer. It's 8-6 off a 3 RBI double from Cody Morissette.
Oh, my goodness. Cody Morissette changes this game with 1 swing of the bat. The tying run is now coming to the plate as Morissette clears the bases and makes this from what was an 8-3 game an 8-6 game now, still with 2 outs, and Morissette was down to his final strike. He turns a 1-2 pitch, goes opposite field, and clears the bases. That was absolutely clutch from Cody Morissette, who's been the best hitter on this team.
Yeah, Morissette has really established himself as the most consistent hitter the last few days. Coach Mike Roberts is barking instructions from the dugout. Jackson Greer with an opportunity to keep the inning going. Brendan Rivoli's on deck. Here's a first pitch to Greer. First pitch, he flies out foul over the first base dugout.
Wow, if Greer can get a hit here and get Morissette home, turn this to a 1-run game. Rivoli will be coming up next, who's already got 2 RBIs. It's all up to Greer to keep this thing going.
0-1 to Greer, almost hits him way inside, brushes him back off the plate. Count evens at a ball and strike now.
Oh, and that's why that 1 run in the top of the 9th inning is so crucial to this game from Cotuit. Instead of the tying run being over on second, it's now at the plate.
Here's the 1-1. Fouled straight back into the screen, and Greer and the Braves are down to their final strike. Greer faced Schmidt last time, and he struck out looking on a pitch he did not like. That was called a strike by Dave Vivieros behind the plate. Schmidt comes set. Braves down to their last strike. Here's the 1-2. Pitch just misses the zone low. Count evens up to 2-2.
A good pitch from Casey Schmidt to try and end this game. And Greer does not offer anything. A good take, 2-2. He's still down to his final strike, final out in the game, but he's remaining calm in the batter's box.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on second base. Here's the pitch to Greer. And he fouls it off, stays alive in this at-bat.
This is a crucial at-bat for Jackson Greer. He's seeing many pitches, fouling some off. Casey Schmidt looking to end this one, pick up the save. As the Braves looking to continue this inning and to continue the game.
Tying run up at the plate is Jackson Greer. Cody Morissette had a 3 RBI double, cleared the bases. Just an at-bat ago, Brennan Rivoli on deck. Here's the 2-2 to Greer. Swung on and missed, and Greer goes down on strikes. And the clock strikes midnight on Greer and the Braves. Cotuit wins this one 8-6 despite a valiant comeback here in the bottom of the ninth, but it's just too little, too late.
Braves put a nice comeback, but it was, like you said, Joran, too little, too late. 3 runs in the bottom half of the ninth from a 3-run double by Cody Morris, but wasn't enough for the Braves to climb back from what was a 6-1 deficit. As this game closes, the Braves lose their 3rd straight in a tough-fought game against Cotuit that was just too good against this pitching staff tonight.
And you said it, Sam. On this stretch of 17 games in a row, the Braves fall to 1-3, losing their 3rd in a row. And when do you start to hit the panic button if you're the Braves?
Well, I think it's got to be now. You fall to 7-14 on the season. It's still a close race with Hyannis. Braves have 14 points. Hyannis has 11. It's still tight. And the Braves losing the 2 against Hyannis, which is a very beatable team. Cotuit a little bit better with the power they have in their lineup. It's an understandable loss, but still the Braves, I believe you hit the panic button when your one backbone is starting to fade out, and that's been the pitching. And there's really nothing for the Braves to rely on at this point.
The pitching has started to fade away. A 6th run, top of the 5th inning is the difference between these two teams here tonight. The Kettleers bat around, and now they retake their spot in 2nd place, assuming Wareham hangs on and wins their game against Hyannis. 8-6 winners tonight against the Braves, who fall now to 7-14 on the season. Let's go over the final lines. Cotuit's 8 runs off 11 hits, 1 error with 4 left on base. The Braves, 6 runs off of 7 hits, no errors, 8 left on base. Matthew Mervis picks up his first win of the season out of relief. He improves to 1-1. Ryan Cusick picks up the loss, giving up the 5 earned runs. He falls to 1-2. And Casey Schmidt picks up his 2nd save of the season. Both saves come against the Braves. 3 hours, 40 minutes is our game time. Longest game of the season here tonight on July 7th. We're signing off for the rest of the night. For Sam Wiederhalf, Jordan Palacio here. And until next time, the Braves going up against... Who are they playing tomorrow night, Sam? It's been such a long night. It's Falmouth tonight. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah. Going up against the Commodores tomorrow night here from Dorn Park. Until then, we will see you next time. Good night, everyone.